Welcome back. Welcome back to the RageSelect podcast right here on RageSelect. Welcome, Amanda.
Hi.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Amanda.
Yeah.
We said.
It's December of 2025.
Fucking gross, dude.
What?
Yeah?
I'm sorry. I thought it was February.
It's, in my head, 2015.
Uh-huh. Oh, man, that's nice.
Yeah.
Can I go there?
It's bliss. I'm so happy
When
here.
they say go to your happy place, and it's like my one-bedroom apartment when I was 20 in 2015, and I just played played the PlayStation 2. Oh, man. Well, I want to apologize ahead of time because
I'm on? That's fucked up, Jeff. God.
because I have a lot of AI stories this week. And
Why is it always me?
I don't know. I was like, as I was doing it, I was like,
She's going to be mad.
is there anything else that's a bigger story than this? Because I usually have to try to start with something big.
Yeah.
And it was like, no.
Nah.
Shit. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of drama. It's going to be, I don't know, there's some cool stuff in here. There's some cool stuff in here. I guess it's like,
pretty cool.
Don't turn it off. Don't stop listening.
I'm sorry. This is going to be a horrible fucking pod. No, listen. Don't go.
This is a waste of your time. You should really just turn this off now. We're going to keep recording,
That's
but
how
you
I
should
start every dojo, but then you edit that part out where I'm
right.
like, get out of here. It's a waste of time.
Run.
Go to the library. Learn something. Make something better of yourself. Don't just sit here with us.
Great. It's also, we're recording this on Black Friday.
Hell yeah. I
get
bought
any-
so many things.
Did you get any deals? Any Black
No.
Friday deals? How's your Thanksgiving?
It was okay. We keep it low key. John
Yeah.
and I just watch MST3K marathon and eat turkey from Rudy's barbecue.
I've tried now twice this sous vide turkey breast recipe.
Yeah.
Where you just take 2 turkey breasts and you tie them together and dump them in a sous vide for like 2 hours. You just end up with really like moist white meat.
Yeah.
In a big circle like you're putting on a sandwich
Like
or whatever.
a hockey puck of turkey.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's so easy.
Yeah.
Like the thing is that you're not getting the full Monty or anything, but it is incredibly easy, so nobody has to be stressed out.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Low stress. You and I used to do, me and John used to do Threadgills every year.
Oh yeah, it's true.
And our tradition died with Threadgills.
Yep.
Sad.
Yep. Too bad. I miss Threadgills.
Me too. I pass it by and it's all covered in, it's like abandoned and covered in graffiti.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh.
I mean, I only went there twice a year, so it's like,
Yeah. I know.
I
That's
can't complain too
part of
much.
the problem as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, before we get into this news, did you watch anything good? You do anything good?
I watched something based on your recommendation, and you know this because you and I talked for like an hour and a half.
I've been waiting for anybody that I know to fucking watch the show.
It's Pluribus?
Yep.
Pluribus. Yeah, I
yep.
watched it. I don't know how to, now that you and I have talked about it a lot before hitting record, I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling anything.
Sure.
But I will say I enjoy it. But I enjoy the conversation it creates more. Because you and I have this great conversation about it, but like when I'm watching
Secret podcast.
No, yeah, the secret podcast you don't know about. Watching it, it's like it's enjoyable. Everything's good. The acting's good. There's like, it looks nice. It's well made, but like I just am not fully engaged. And then 30 minutes later, I like digest it, and then I'm like, no, hang on, and I like start texting friends and stuff.
Yeah, it reminds me there were a lot of episodes of Breaking Bad, and even more, I think, of Better Call Saul, where there wasn't like big action happening. Like a lot of it, episode.
It's very dialogue, right? Like he has some big...
Episode 4 of Pluribus has this incredibly long opening of a guy doing something, and then like doing another thing, and then like.
Yeah,
and it goes on for a while.
Yeah, you're not even being vague.
Right. Like, I don't know what he was doing.
We don't know what he was doing. Like, if we were just watching somebody go about their fucking business and, like, fly on the wall.
It's like if you watch somebody during the zombie apocalypse have, like, 15 minutes of Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, where there wasn't anything happening. It's not like you're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no aggression. There's no...
Yeah.
action.
It's not a big action type.
Yeah.
You see the results of a lot of action.
Yeah.
But you're not.
Which I kind of
privy.
like.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I really like it. I think it's great for that reason too. I think I talked about it a little bit a couple weeks back, but it's nice to once again see. There's a conversation that comes up a lot right now on social media about the end of that Expedition 33 game. Mm-hmm. It's a real big question about like autonomy and conscience and sentience and like responsibility and morality. And I love watching people talk about it. I really come down on the side that everybody hates.
Yeah.
But like,
Shock.
it's interesting to still see people talking about it.
Yeah.
And with Pluribus, I think it's really interesting. I want everybody to watch it because I feel like the first question I would ask everybody is like, what do you think this show is about?
Yeah.
And like, everybody has a different answer about it. And I think that it's really interesting.
I myself don't even have one answer.
Right.
Like when we were talking, I was going through like different. It's about narcissistic parents. It's about bad relationships. It's about, and like from different sides of each thing.
Or, like a lot of things could just be about a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's about a lot of different things.
A lot of people are saying AI. A lot of people are saying AI, but Vince Gilligan in an interview said he wrote the script 10 years ago before we even had that.
Yeah.
But I can see why people would say that. Like there's a lot of reasons why that's on everybody's mind right now. Hell, I got 5 stories about it this week. So
I bring up Pluribus, you somehow make it about AI, Jeff. I noticed that.
No, it's but I think it's really good. I don't know. Would you say you've seen a TV show this year? It's the most engaging TV show that I think I've seen this year.
I haven't fully have not watched television besides Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Like this year.
Interesting.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I will say that like to kind of compare it to Twin Peaks a little bit, I don't think it has that vibe. It's not that kind of like quirky weirdness. It's like it's like a Twilight Zone weirdness, which is different. But I will say that it does kind of keep me I like the like running theories and the like I guess like the
discourse.
The discourse, the like taking some time to like digest it, and when you think about it, you can see it in different lights with different rewatching or like because I've gone back and I don't rewatch shows, but I will watch scenes over again.
Yeah.
And so like doing that is very reminiscent of how I felt about Twin Peaks. So it's kind of nice to go from that to this. Because everything else does not appeal to me.
Well, no, I also think it's I think it's interesting because the discourse around it. Sorry, I'm kind of going in a different direction, but the discourse around it. I don't like to engage with a lot of like ongoing TV show discourse because one, a lot of times they'll stumble onto spoilers because the huge hive brain is working on it.
Yeah.
And two, the questions asked are usually really banal in a way that I think is stupid. It'll be like if the entire question, if what everybody's talking about with Pluribus is, does this take place in the same universe as Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck cares? Like, there's so much more going on than that.
I have a big thing about asking the wrong questions.
Right. So yeah, no, I really think it's worth it. And apparently the season finale, I was looking it up, it's 9 episodes, and the season finale is
5 episodes. As of recording this, we're 5 episodes in.
December 26th. It'll be the day
Merry
after Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to us.
So yeah,
that's funny.
I watched 2 things last week. I watched a TV show and I watched a movie. Which one do you hear about?
Ooh, well, we talked about a TV show already.
Okay.
So movie.
I watched Bugonia last week.
I read the spoilers of Bugonia.
So I did too, but in a very weird way, because Bugonia is actually a remake of a Korean movie called like God Save This Green Earth or something like that.
Yeah.
And I watched that movie, so I knew what happens at the end.
Did you like the original movie?
I did.
Okay.
It is very early 2000s in its shots, in its the special effects and stuff are definitely like more raw. It's also, I mean, I think that just this is a Korean movie before they had really refined a lot of like the cinematography and the way that things look, and so it's a little cheaper looking.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know. And apparently, I think the original director was going to direct this because Ari Aster was the one who wanted to do a remake of it.
Yeah.
And the original director was going to direct it, and then he was like, I can't for some reason. And so then they got Yorgos Lanthimos, whatever his name is, to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Emma Stone is really impressive to me because this is the third movie that I've watched her in from that guy, and she's really willing to just go for it in
she
these
does
movies.
whatever, yeah.
She shaved her head, like actually for realsies in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting movie. I think that I think the problem is that it's like okay, stick with me on this.
Yeah.
It's like Predator, where you really need to go into this movie knowing as little as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Like if you know, even if you watched a trailer for it, like
the trailer does not give a lot away. The trailer is like a Chappell Roan song
Yeah.
and Emma Stone being a boss in a corporation.
Yeah. I think that it's a good movie, but if you know too much about it, you can kind of figure out like the potential of where it's gonna go. Like, I don't know, for people that have known this, I'll try to be as vague as possible, so it's gonna sound like stupid, right?
Yeah.
Like it's presented as going in this one direction. It's presented as this one thing. But if it was just that one thing, I think it would have been differently received,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know, like the posters and the kind of stuff about that. I think that it's kind of trying to be coy, but if you're really media savvy, maybe a lot of people, we've talked a lot about how like it seems like people aren't very media savvy these days.
Yeah.
So maybe a lot of people went into this and they were just like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But as
This
somebody,
was the most genius thing I've ever seen because I don't read
Yeah.
above a second grade level.
but as somebody who's watched a shitload of movies, I'm like, I think I could probably. Well, I already knew because I knew it was a remake, but it was still good. It was still good.
I predicted it from a longer trailer.
Yeah.
I said I told John there are two options. There's one option that makes it sound like it's not going to be an interesting movie, or
Yeah.
the other option that makes me want to roll my eyes, and it's probably what it is.
Yeah. So I think it's worth watching. I mean, I do.
Of that director, this is the one that interested me the most.
Yeah, I can see that.
The other ones there's
Kinds of Kindness is a very strange movie because
Yeah.
it's like 3 sub movies.
And I read the whole plot, like the wiki plot where it just tells you everything.
Yeah.
Because like I'm interested, but like I'm not gonna sit through what feels a little bit like up his own ass, like pretentious art house movie guy thing.
The only place where you get anything good anymore is
I
it.
know.
You got to roll
but,
the
like,
dice and decide whether it's worth inhaling the farts for 2 hours.
I know.
To get something good.
I know, and like even if it's not good, at least something like interesting or something to talk about. But
Yeah.
like sometimes it's just
But sometimes the movie is 2.5 hours long, and you're like, I got things to
don't
do.
know. Yeah, seriously. And also, like, just being in Austin, and I'm like, does this feel like I'm going to be an asshole Austin dude and being like, we talked about it on my podcast.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right, sure.
Not to shit on while being on a podcast talking about things, but like, you know what you have to be here to understand what I'm saying, though.
Sure.
You get me.
I understand. I have been in, near, on, and around film podcasts for about the last 15 years.
Yeah, me too.
Like, yeah. So, I also watched Man on the Inside season 2 because I'm a big fan of Michael Schur. It's a Ted Danson as an old man PI.
Yeah.
And this time he goes to a college campus instead of a retirement home. And it's just very sweet. Like,
Yeah.
it was an easy watch. It was 8 episodes and it was fine. But
8 episodes.
yeah.
Tiny seasons.
Any hoozles.
I was worried you were going to say Stranger Things, which is why I leaned away from.
No, I
Children and nostalgia wank? Absolutely not.
I watched season 1 of Stranger Things and was like, I mean,
I got halfway through season 2, and then I was like, I'm not going to do
I was like, this was okay when it was called It, before the It actual movie
Yeah.
came out. And then season 2 came out, and everybody's like, ooh, season 2's out. And I'm like, I went to put it on, I was like, no. I should watch something that I care more about than forcing myself to be like, what's in the zeitgeist?
Yeah.
Like
100%.
So, yeah. All right. Let's get on to the news. First up, we're going to talk a little bit about the Rockstar. So I don't know if you were on. We talked about this. There was like 34 people that were fired from Rockstar North in Edinburgh. They were accused of leaking information.
Yeah.
By Rockstar, and they said they were fired because it was a union busting effort. That they were all kind of circling around this British union, and that was the reason they all got fired.
Yeah.
We got some more information this last week. There's a YouTube channel called People Make Games that's like a documentary channel. They did like I remember watching, they did a big thing about Roblox. They did a big thing about the Disco Elysium breakup and all that stuff, which I still can't keep straight. So they talked with a bunch of people and they got some more information. And it seems like it goes a little bit of in depth, but here's what we know. So there was a Discord server that was specifically for union activity, and you could join it once your identity was verified. And then if you were in the union, there were specific channels that you could go into, and if you weren't, there were some channels that like normal people could go to, right?
Like within a Rockstar Discord or something.
This was specifically like a game union Discord server, basically. Okay. So, and they had very strict rules about like what you can post and what you can't post. So, okay, that happened. Most of the people that were fired were inside of this Discord server. Meanwhile, over at Rockstar, one weekend, Rockstar they use Slack internally, and they deleted all of the off-topic channels in their Slack, like the music and pets and gaming and all that stuff that you put in there.
Yeah.
And they sent out an email and they were like,
quit fucking dicking around and make the game.
Yeah, this is hurting efficiency. And we all got to stay on task and blah, 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 blah. So one of the things that I found out was that, and I think this is perfectly fine, you can't access Rockstar email unless you are in the building. And that makes sense because they've had big leaks. They've got this incredibly lucrative game that they're working on. You don't want stuff getting out. So when this happened, somebody who was still in the building started taking like screenshots of these emails and posting them to the Discord server. And then people started complaining about it. Because they were like, gee, kid, like it's because it seemed to them like just a crackdown on anything but work. Like, shut the fuck up and work. Like, you are here to work and we own you kind of work thing.
But Slack is... You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like Slack is literally brought in and I believe paid for by the company. Like also admins can read Slack. Like they can literally just go in and read what you write and even your private messages. So like,
there's also Rockstar also said that one of the reasons this was done was because there was like things were getting a little bit too loose and there was some kind of offensive stuff going on in there. Yeah. And you know what?
I worked for a place where that happened, where the Slack got a little too loosey-goosey.
How many times have we seen somebody got the Slack messages out of this company and then it turns out that this guy was a fucking dick, right? Yeah. Like, so sort of. But on the other hand, like I have been getting a little bit irritated and even more irritated over the years, especially because remote work brought all this stuff back up again of like, listen, man, if you're going to run a company where it's like you come in, you clock in, you do what I say, you waste no minutes, you take your bathroom breaks when they are allotted, and then you leave, then I don't want to hear we're a team, we're a family, we care about our employees. No, you fucking don't. You think they're cogs in a machine, and you will work them until the teeth come off the gears, and then you will throw them in the garbage. Yeah. Like, I just assume every company is like that. Some of them have all the ones I've worked for over the years have always said that. Have always said that we're a family. Yeah. And then like, you know, right up until the point where you don't hit your metrics and then they come in and they're just like, yeah. When your uncle has to come and talk about your metrics with you in a really stern tone. Yeah. So that information got cross-posted to Discord. Now that's like internal email policy. it appears that then at some point somebody went back and basically ratted to Rockstar, and somehow they got screenshots of these internal Discord like messages.
Yeah.
And then that was what they said.
Who's the little rat in the union?
I don't know. Well, there's, this was like, these people were not fully in the union channel. They were like in the union Discord, but not in the like paying dues members channel.
Yeah.
So they were like,
oh, well, and then you shouldn't have been posting that stuff in that.
So, yeah. So it kind of opens up a weird, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of gray area.
Yeah, like who's the good guy? It's not as easy as like the Subnautica story where it's like dude didn't want to pay $220 million, and so he was like, I fire them immediately. Yeah. Because on the one hand, like I know that you and I both kind of have a more buttoned up attitude about corporate. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not putting my work email anywhere besides work. Like why would I do that?
That
like
always sounds stupid to me because it's like, what if I get fired?
Work is...
What am I gonna...
Yeah, like...
I don't have access to that email anymore.
Like, work is work, and when I leave the building, I'm like Mr. Rogers. I take off my shoes and put on my sneakers and my sweater and go have a good time.
I put on that dope-ass cardigan and I'm out of here, baby.
I don't think about any of those motherfuckers. They're like, do you want to go for drinks? I'm like, I have real friends. I know that you guys don't. I know that you guys have work friends and spouses, but I actually have people to call to go to the bar with that I want to hang out with.
Absolutely.
No, I don't want to come to your barbecue.
We gotta have a happy hour. Like, no, we fucking don't.
Yeah. And I think, but I realized over the years that that's weird. Like, most people are not that. Most people, I don't know how many times I quit a job and everybody was like, let's stay in touch. Give me your number. We'll hang out. And I'm just like, I eventually, the last time that happened, I was like, no, I'm not even going to pretend like I don't, I'm not going to hang out with you.
My big thing is when I leave a job now, like if I quit or move on, I don't really get fired from a lot of places, but when I quit, I act like I'll see him again the next day.
You just ghost
and then
them?
I just leave. like they know, but I don't, I try not to call any attention to the fact that it's my last day.
Right.
Like I'm not like, and then I just never go back to that job. And that's how they found out I quit. I give 2 weeks or whatever. But then my allotted tomorrow is my last day. I don't go, last day's tomorrow, guys.
Yep.
It's tomorrow, guys. My last day's today. This is my last time. I just pretend like it's not. And I hope they forget.
Well, and then part of this, too, is the fact that this is in the UK. So their labor laws are a little different.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you and I have grown up in the United States where it's like, there's nothing to do if you're fired. Anybody can fire you at any point in time for any reason, even a stupid one. Like, unless they're specifically break the law to your face on tape.
Yeah.
Like... they're going to get away with it.
Pretty much.
Whereas there's a lot of...
And even if it is on tape, sometimes they get away with it anyway.
Sometimes they get away with it. Like in the UK, I mean, from a lot of these video game stories, I've realized that you have to file in Britain, because I think this is in Scotland, but in Britain, you have to file we're downsizing like a month and a half before you're able to let anybody go. You have to inform people that they're probably going to get let go because you're not allowed to just be like...
Which is both ominous and good. Yeah. Like, I would rather know.
Yeah.
But also, what a horrifying... like a month early of just like, we're going to start firing people, and then for the rest of the month, just...
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about this, because on the one hand, there's a lot of folks that are very incensed about it, but I'm like, companies are assholes. Like, of course.
Yeah. It's a little bit like the meme, the first time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when people get really shocked that Nintendo is very litigious about stuff, and it's like, they've been that way for 25 years, and a cursory Google search would tell you that.
Yeah.
What company is actually cool? Yeah. None of them are cool.
No corporation is on your side.
Right.
There's not a single one.
They will be nice to make money, but if they have to be mean to make even more money, then they will, because the only thing they care about is making money.
Yeah.
So, on the other hand, from watching that, it looks like the actual union there is now pushing for, there's a thing you can do in other places that are civilized, where like if you're fired without cause, you can force them to take you back and pay you, and then you go through like an arbitration, like court kind of thing, to determine whether the firing was justified. And then if it is, then you get fired again. And if it's not, then you stay on.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we're not just going to do the American thing and be like, okay, so you got fired for a stupid reason. Now you're going to spend 2 years paying court fees with no job to try to figure out, like, and it's like, okay.
Learn from our mistakes. Do better. See what we do and do it correctly and not bad like we do.
Yep. So that's it. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on this? Because I feel like it's like, I do have some sympathy for a corporation that can lose market share on leaks being really draconian about like, you can't even put the employee handbook on a different computer. We have this shit like completely locked down.
Well, I don't know. I work for a very specific type of job, but like, I signed an NDA. I can't share any policy, any like employee handbook. I can't share like the wording on our PTO, like anything. I can't share any of that. I can't imagine something like Rockstar not having that kind of NDA when they're hiring people, which just might not be enforced right now, but might be how they're. Do you know what I mean?
I don't
like
know
it
if you
is
can
or
sign that,
isn't.
though, in the UK. Like I don't even know if you can have that.
True.
So,
but like, yeah. So I, it's hard to say because I don't know what their laws are or anything. But I understand. I wouldn't say I'm siding with the corporation, but I understand closing down Slack.
Yeah.
Things that like can lead to inappropriate conversation or like, do you guys don't want to start turning this into a fucking HR conversation?
Sure.
And then and not wanting policy information to get out, but at the same time in a union Discord, it's like, how like you're supposed to be able to talk about stuff like that within a union.
It gets into a weird thing that we have these days about like, where am I free to talk and what am I free to talk about?
Yeah.
Like if I close the Slack and go and leave the building, I should be able to go onto the RageSelect Discord and be like, my job just deleted all our Slack channels.
Yeah.
All the pictures of my dog. Like that sucks. Like,
yeah. But like, is there a difference in saying that versus having screenshots of it and putting it up? Do you know what I mean? Because then it has people's names, then it has, like other information, even if you only want the one thing to be discussed, unless you like redact everything else.
I think it is kind of redacted. I don't think it's like the full.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
like
I don't think
contents of the message or whatever.
Yeah,
but
so it's just like, I don't know.
You go off into these weird places of like, should a job be able to read my social media? Like, I am of the opinion of no. In that
I
case,
think you're allowed to be an individual human being outside of work.
But I don't. But it's all so tangled up that it's difficult. It's not quite as black and white as some of the other corporation equals bad.
I'm starting to think nothing in this world is black and white, Jeff.
Man.
I can.
What about
that
the game,
one Michael Jackson song?
The game Black and White? Those cookies with the two sides? Like
Oreos? I'm just kidding.
No, the black and white cookies.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, speaking of GTA 6, this is another interesting. I've got all the Pluribus ethical quandaries that you want on this show as opposed to in the actual secret podcast. Okay. Some guy on Twitter.
Some asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
On Twitter came out and like this guy, his name is what is his name? It's Zach Act2 or something like that. He has a Twitter account, and what he does with his Twitter account is run GTA 6 screenshots through AI and make new screenshots and videos.
What?
Like, this is like, you remember the trailer?
Uh-huh.
And then see how it's all flooded?
Yeah.
It wasn't flooded in the trailer. So
Why?
he like took that and then ran it through AI and then like made a series of screenshots of like, oh man. And it's all listed as like, this is what GTA 6 could look like if there's like a weather system. There's a whole series of screenshots.
So it's like a series of what ifs?
Sort
or
of.
is he trying to kind of trick people into?
Oh, he was 100% tried. I mean, like
What's the verbiage on his tweets are like GTA blah, like not
like
I ran an AI generator to show what would happen. Do you know what I mean?
So here's one where he took a few scenes that were in at nighttime, and he like told the AI to make them daytime. And the tweet above it is, "Holy shit, this is what GTA 6's night scenes actually look like in broad daylight. Thanks to AI, the insane details were hidden in the dark." And then like there's a few other things. So the story here is that this guy had a few videos that were generated. Like this is like a character that we saw in the trailer. This is not a scene from the trailer. Like this is something that was generated with AI.
Yeah.
And that these leaks have and that they're then being put online as like new leaks. Subscribe to my Twitter for all the insider information. Near as I could tell, there's not anything in here that's actual. I mean, some of it looks like it's like actual screenshots, but a lot of it is like generated.
Yeah. There's this thing where people would Photoshop movie posters and then say, "Oh, they confirmed that the movie blah blah blah, the sequel to this movie is coming out. Here's the poster that they're gonna," and it would spread like wildfire, and it'd be like, it's just some fucking fan art, guys.
Yep.
This is like the next generation of that, where they just.
Except that, like, they said that the actual tweeting question has been deleted, but it was put up on November 25th and got like 8 million views, like in like 24 hours or something.
So it like really tricked people.
And like be honest, I talked to my dad about this AI stuff, and he doesn't know how to tell the difference. He's not wary or doesn't scrutinize.
Yeah.
And like the video player on Twitter is really low resolution and crappy. So like,
oh yeah, my mom DMs me AI videos all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't have the heart to be like.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I think that this opens up a can of worms that I haven't thought of yet, which is fake game trailers that unlike a photoshopped poster or, they cut together scenes from several different movies to make it look like it's a new movie. Like this is stuff where it looks like Grand Theft Auto. It looks like the trailer that they put out, like just with some different stuff in it. Now this guy, he eventually deleted the tweet, and at first he came out, he said, this was an experiment to come on, this old chestnut.
Yeah,
This was an experiment to see how many people were watching out for fake AI videos, and so it falls into the like, oh, so this was an experiment of what a crappy person would do, and so I did the crappy thing the crappy person would do as an experiment to see how many people would see it was a crappy thing, and it's like. That's the same thing, man.
You did the thing.
And then eventually he just turned and was like, lol, that was AI. The end. Like, so, but I did think it was interesting, and it now, this is the most cynical thing I've ever said in the entire world, Amanda. I was saying to someone the other day, like, I'm so glad I'm old.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to have to deal with this shit. Can you imagine?
I'll just die. It's fine.
I'll just die at some point. And you guys are going to be like, what is this? Is this real? Is this a real thing?
Yeah.
Did this happen? Did it not happen? Is this a commercial for a product?
It happens a lot. I saw a whole video on, there is an AI generated image of Pedro Pascal, Tobey Maguire and some other actor, and it's made to look like it's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's like behind the scenes of the next whatever Marvel movie.
Yep.
And look who's in it. Oh, like it's the extended universe, and they're bringing these characters back and blah blah blah.
Right.
Except like Pedro Pascal is very short.
Yeah.
Or like relatively short, and he's the tallest guy there in the picture. And there's like the camera is like kind of wrong, but you wouldn't know unless you like stare at it kind of thing. But it's just like people are getting fooled, and they're like Marvel, because there's constant leaks for Marvel stuff. So now you'll never know. Sometimes I wonder if there's like an active choice. This is conspiracy theorist Amanda, an active choice of like AI being kind of utilized because now they can deny leaks because there's so much fake stuff out there that they're like, oh, but there's, you guys think it's like Tom Hardy in the background of this picture, but there's AI images of this and that and the other. So now what do you trust? Trust nothing.
Yeah. I guess a lot of video games will have trailers that are in no way indicative of how the game looks.
Yeah.
And this is just a known thing. Like, it's not even nefarious. It's just like, that's a cinematic trailer, a live action trailer, whatever. The idea that you could make a trailer for your game in AI that was in a completely different art style and like, are you misleading your customers at that point? Because I've already on the PlayStation Network seen like, oh, here's a crappy Unity soccer game, but they used an AI to basically make a like Mario Strikers thumbnail for it. So
we saw wouldn't even know when or what the game was called, but we saw a trailer on a different podcast when we were doing trailers for it.
For Arc. Yeah.
Where like all the posters and the like thing images were all, I don't think you're.
Oh, it's a different thing that I'm talking. There's one where they just like straight up they used AI to make the trailer, and it was like, this doesn't tell me anything. I need to see how the game looks, not what you told an AI the game looks like.
Right. Because the one I'm thinking of, and this was a long time ago, but it was like they had nothing but like a bunch of Space Girl pinups. And all of those were like kind of Fallout pinup art style.
They were like retro future 1950 kind of things.
But very AI generated, where it's like their hair was going through the helmets and weird shit like that. But then you'd see the game and it was like pixels like flying in the sky. Like it just looked like something somebody made over a weekend, but they AI generated all the in between.
I don't know. It is unpleasant. I'm just gonna say, you youngs have to figure it out. I'm willing to co-sign whatever you got, because I think it's garbage personally. But you know who else thinks it's garbage? Dan
Jesus.
Houser.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Dan Houser. The he was the main creative force at Rockstar for a long time. He wrote,
can imagine,
Grand Theft Auto 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, all those games. He was like the head writer for a long time. And yeah, he basically said, like, I do like it whenever I read. I think Dan Houser's kind of a weirdo, but he has this comic that he is currently writing it's kind of about AI, like in a weird way.
Okay.
But he was on a podcast where he was like, here's the quote: "We're dabbling in using AI, but the truth is a lot of it is not as useful as some of the companies would have you believe. They claim that it can solve every single problem, and it really can't yet."
I'm shocked.
And he's basically just kind of commenting on something that I keep, like, I'm pretty tech savvy. And I've used Midjourney and ChatGPT to fuck around. And they're like, we're going to fire everybody and use this. And I'm like,
what? Yeah.
Like, I've yet to read like a news story on a website that will, like, sometimes I'll end up clicking on a story and I realize it's AI generated. It's never compelling.
Yeah.
It's never good. It's always just like functional.
It feels a little bit like going, hey guys, we've solved the problem with landlines.
Right.
We're using Dixie cups and string now.
Right.
It's just like, I mean, it kind of works, but not really.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's still saying, in this interview, he was talking about how he says it'll be interesting to see how much it grows and like if it does become a thing, but that right now they're probably jumping the gun. And you know what? This got me thinking, because I was trying to be like, I've already come on this podcast and registered my displeasure about the AI stuff. You remember when crypto started and how like there were some interesting ideas about what crypto could be used for, but they went so all in on that, and then it didn't do any of those things. Like they were like, it could be used for this, it could be used for that, it could be used for this. Just give us all your money and we can use it for this. And everybody was like, well, no. And then it was like, well, actually it turns out that you can't use it for that because it doesn't work well enough to do that. And then the whole thing fell out when there's a good possibility that like
it could have worked.
There, I don't like cryptocurrency, but the idea of the blockchain, of having this distributed ledger of changes that is hosted by a number of different places and then it's kind of synced up around the world.
Yeah.
That could be used for interesting things.
I think this is a thing of like, if you actually wanted it to work the way you're talking about it working, then it should be a slow build.
Yeah.
But everyone uses this stuff as a get rich quick scheme.
Right.
That it becomes useless because they've already made the cheaper version before they even made the correct version.
Right, right. Yeah, so that it can't develop and it ends up, and then the focus ends up mutating.
Yeah.
So then the blockchain, the idea of the blockchain gets subsumed by cryptocurrency, which becomes only a method to get rich and rip people off.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have like the idea of non-fiat currency that you can use in different places. And it's like, the idea of creating a new type of money from scratch.
Yeah.
It's interesting. That's got some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But all it ended up being was like, how can I scam my followers out of all this money? And so the idea of like, well, the AI could be interesting, but what are we going to use it for? So I could fire everybody and get paid more.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you fire anybody, who's going to make the next iteration of that tech that works better?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That just got me thinking that the bottom could drop out of this because it becomes like crypto, where all of the interesting ideas get shoved to the side, and then it just becomes a financial tool, and then the bubble bursts, and then it's worthless again.
We're all sitting there waiting for that to happen, right?
Yes.
Like I don't feel like anybody. I think besides the like tech bros that are pushing for it, much like cryptocurrency, everybody else is just like give it a little bit more time. That shit's gonna. Pop. It's gonna be a real like pop, like a real soft pop, and then the screams of 1,000 idiots.
Actually, unfortunately, it's going to be the screams of us all, because there's so much money in there right now that it's probably going to
fuck us over,
devastate the general economy when it goes out.
We're already devastated.
Well, that's true.
How much more devastated could I get?
All right, let's roll through a few more of these.
Hell yeah.
The latest NHL 26 Deluxe Edition. EA used a bunch of AI for the cover art of it for the Deluxe Edition, not the $70, but the like $120
so
edition.
I pay more money, and you couldn't pay an artist to just fucking design a cover?
And they were like, it's got this family of hockey players on it. And one of them is old, and then his two sons play hockey currently. And
you couldn't have just asked them to stand together
the sons are on tour and couldn't be brought to like a studio to do this, and the father is old, and so they got their family's permission to basically use AI to create this picture of them, and then they went in and touched it up a little bit in Photoshop, and they put on the thing, and I'm like, listen, you guys got
there's so many ways around this.
You guys just got bought for like $30 billion or something. Like what? Fuck you. Pay somebody to paint a picture of the three hockey men.
Are you telling me that there were no existing pictures, they don't like, of them separately in their jerseys that you couldn't Photoshop together or make look like a collage, like a wall of family members, but they're in the, do you know like an artist with a creative mind could like come up with how to take three pictures of three individual people and put them together into one picture?
Sure,
do you think? Like,
no,
fucking Jesus
come on.
Christ. Only robots can come up with something like that.
Don't make shit up, Amanda.
Like, Jesus Christ, guys, come on.
I get irritated. It's like when that stupid ass Coke ad comes on and I'm like, listen,
that cost the same amount as the last ad they had that had no AI generation in it.
They didn't
even save money.
I actually have a little bit of respect for the scamsters that make a crappy soccer game and then put Super Mario art on it. But like, you have the money to hire like 100 painters to paint every picture of this cover that you wanted. I know artists, they will work for cheap, motherfuckers. Like,
let them sign the corner and they get all hyped up.
It's $100.
You guys are
the $100 version of that.
Embarrassing. Hockey, come on.
Yep.
You're not NFL. You can do better.
Here's an interesting one. There's an interesting reverse thing. So in Japan, a guy was arrested for using somebody else's AI art. So this guy generated this AI art, and then another guy that apparently knew him took that
it.
art and made it the cover of a book that he put out. And then
And
the
the
other
guy was
guy
like, "That's my art."
and then he said, "That's my art." And then get this, the Japanese police arrested the other guy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And I went into this, and it's interesting because apparently, I was got to remember how things work differently in other countries. In Japan, if you type like horse in field and get a picture, you cannot copyright that.
Okay.
But there's a threshold where if you put enough work into the prompt generation, like if you're using, because the guy said that when he made this picture that he had 20,000 different prompts to get what he wanted, or like text
That better
of
be the
different things.
nicest
Like,
fucking.
it's just a picture. It's a picture of a cityscape with a bunch of lines on it. It's fucking whatever. But it's interesting, the idea of like that in Japan they will actually take it seriously if you put a lot of work into your generative A. It's like it's almost
Yeah, you gotta work for it if you're gonna claim it.
It's almost weird where it's like, well, if you did a lot of work, then you can have it. You did do work, as opposed to just typing in like cool hockey man, Coca-Cola bear. Like, so I don't know.
I guess.
And then here, let's try to get these done before we take a break.
Okay.
The boss of Epic, Tim Sweeney, is out there online saying...
It said Epic Boss, and I thought they just really liked him.
No. Saying that he thinks that tagging... Because right now in Steam, if you use AI in your thing, it has to be disclosed.
Yeah.
Right? And Tim Sweeney is like, well, that's... soon enough, every game development is going to be using some amount of AI, and so that's a worthless tag to put if it's going to have to be on every
You're
single
a worthless
thing.
tag, Tim.
The thing that's weird is that like Tim runs his own Epic Game Store that does not have those tags. Don't you fucking tell Steam. I would appreciate being able to know what all is in there. More and more, it's like, oh, I have to look to find out. I didn't know that Arc Raiders had a bunch of AI-generated voice lines in it.
Yeah.
Which... and then last but not least, I'll never pass up an opportunity to bag on Ubisoft. They were one of the companies that went way in with NFTs. When that was a thing. Apparently, they just had an earnings call where they showed off this. Now, see, this is interesting because this is like, it's a game called Teammates, and it's some kind of first-person shooter. And it's not that they've generated art. I don't know if there's like speech or whatever, but what they're doing is like you are supposed to be able to give commands to these two teammates that are with you, and then they will do stuff and respond to you with an AI generated response.
Okay.
So you talk to them and then they talk back in a more naturalistic way than just like, Roger, over, you got it, boss. Like, and I'll be honest, like, I don't like Ubisoft that much anymore, but this is kind of what I would like to see this being used for.
Yeah.
You know, not we're going to fire our entire art department, but if you've got a game where you're going to be squad tacticking guys to places, we all have played a game where the audio bark from your teammates is the same thing over and over and over again.
In fairness, you could also just have them record multiple things and not just have them say the same 1.5 things.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't actually know. I don't know if I 100% agree because well, I guess they could, but I don't think I've ever played a game that had that number of lines where I didn't eventually start hearing the same things over and over again. However, this does have one Vorpal flaw, and that is that I am not going to talk to my video game while I play it. You guys have been trying to get me to do that for a long time, and I'm not going to fucking do it.
No, sir.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, Johnson flank left. Blah, 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 blah. Like, no. I'm going to sit here with my eyes wide open and my mouth wide open. Just like needing to go to the bathroom for 25 minutes. Just fucking
fully like disassociating and just like trying, focused in on game.
I'm going to stand up and fall over because my legs are asleep because I was so disconnected from my body that I didn't realize what was happening. and you never hear a single peep the entire time.
Not a word is
It's
said.
the exact opposite of the dojo. No exclamations, no laughter.
What if
nothing.
I like listening to music or a podcast when I'm playing a game? Is it going to start responding to my music or podcast?
Very possibly. I don't know. Remember back in the Xbox when they put the Kinect on there, and there was the one where they had Mass Effect, and they were like, instead of picking a voice line, you could just say the line that you want Shepard to say, and you would do it, and then he would repeat the line that you just said, and you were like,
then I'm not getting the experience. Now it just feels like I'm whispering Cyrano de Bergerac in fucking Shep.
Right. Like, what? I kept going like, at the most fundamental level, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Tell him he's a little bitch. Tell him he's the biggest bitch in the Citadel. Tell him. Like a little devil on his shoulder.
Yeah. If I could give him the tone, that would be interesting if you were able to play a game where a lot of the dialogue was done with AI, but then they had like some kind of flag about like, well, at the end of this conversation, you're going to have 3 options, and so we're willing to just chat.
Yeah.
But we're moving you towards one of these 3 options, and so you could just be, instead of dictating the dialogue out loud, you could just be like, you tell him that his mom is a bitch. And he's like, I don't like you. And I'm like, no, you say bitch.
No, you say, yeah.
It's like, your mom.
You look him in the eye and you say bitch.
I don't like your mom very much. Like, no. I bought you for $70. Shepard, you say bitch directly to that Krogan.
We're not leaving this scene.
And with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got a bunch more news. So everybody stick around. We'll see you in just a minute. And we're back.
Here we are.
And we have a lot more news left to go.
Yeah.
So,
it turns out we talked a lot this last part. So
on a podcast.
I know.
Unheard of. When we last left, we were talking about Ubisoft.
More shit talking of Ubisoft?
Well, they had their earnings call, which means that we got some news on a few different things.
Okay.
One was, actually, this is not from the earnings call, but apparently around the same time, somebody leaked a 10-minute in development video of that Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake that's been a big problem for a long time.
Okay.
So this was announced in 2020. It was Ubisoft India, or Ubisoft Mumbai, I believe, was doing it. After 2 years, they took it away from them and gave it back to Ubisoft Montreal that made the original one. We've heard nothing outside of the occasional, yes, it's still being developed thing. Apparently this footage indicates that this is no longer just like a straight one-to-one remaster. It is a full remake.
Oh.
Where they're beefing up the combat engine, which was considered to be like kind of lackluster in the original.
Yeah. So is this a positive? Like,
it
overall?
kind of depends. Like, I think that game was really good, and I think this is one of those things where like it's kind of I mean, it's people know that it's a good game. Like, it's not like an unknown classic, right? Like but they're also rewriting it. The princess in the game gets kidnapped, and now they're having her take a much more active role in the thing.
Yeah.
And in the game is like, I think you rescue her, and then you're kind of trying to get her home. Like, you rescue her to a certain point, because I do remember there was this whole, like, she really doesn't like the guy.
Yeah.
And then she kind of warms up to him a little bit, and they banter, and then eventually they're
But they
then
go from hating each other to kissing each other in true cinema fashion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, part of me goes, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't care. If it's a good game, it's a good game. If it's not a good game, it's not a good game.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they were just like, we're just going to take this old game, give it a fresh coat of paint, keep everything exactly the same as it was, and let a new generation engage with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was a PS2 game. Like,
God damn.
So...
I feel so old. That used to not feel like it was so long ago, and now it's like, oh, God.
So, yeah.
The children I work with never had PlayStation 2s.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you guys didn't. I mean, like,
I'm 2 weeks older than one of the girls' moms. It gets brought up a lot.
I got an NES on my 10th birthday, okay?
Yeah.
So, Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. That's just kind of an update about like it's apparently still being worked on and still kind of out there, but that's a little different than I think that I don't think we actually knew specifically what was going to happen. The assumption was it was just going to be a straight remaster, as opposed to a remake. So, and then we also found out that apparently that new Assassin's Creed Shadows, the ninja Black Samurai game that everybody was
fell ways about.
Yeah. They had one DLC, one kind of big story expansion. No second story expansion. Which a lot of the Assassin's Creed games have had a lot of numerous larger expansions. In fact, Assassin's Creed Valhalla's expansion was so big that it got turned into Assassin's Creed Mirage. It got cut off to be its own whole game. So I get the impression that probably this didn't sell as well as they wanted to, that to be a little cynical, Ubisoft has been getting kind of worse and worse at what they do over the years. I feel like they always had we'll make the samurai Assassin's Creed game in their back pocket because people have been asking for that since 2. And that when they decided to cash that chip in, it was probably a little too late to really change their fortunes in a big way, because they had to it was a few weeks back, they're doing this deal with Tencent where they're creating a new company and moving all of their most profitable IP to that company away from actual Ubisoft. And it's like, why? I don't. I think I know why. I think it's because Ubisoft is a family company, and that this can be like Tencent isn't going to give them a lot of money and not have a hand in what gets done. So this way they still have direct family control over Ubisoft. And then this company that has like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, like the big heavy hitters, now is going to have input from Tencent. So, but strange days.
Indeed.
Let's see. There's a game. Speaking of games that you're not going to be able to play. Well, sort of. There's a game called Horses. Okay.
I don't like where this is going, Jeff.
This is from this studio called Santa Ragione something. They put out a bunch of games, Saturnalia, Mediterranea, Inferno. A lot of these are well-regarded kind of horror, creepy style games. They put out a trailer for a new game that's called Horses, and it's a very weird. It's very, very weird.
Sure.
What it is let's see. Here's their website. So it's a black and white game where you play as a guy that goes to like your uncle's like ranch, and there are naked people with horse heads that other people ride around like horses.
Okay.
It's also interspersed with live action black and white creepy imagery, and it's supposed to be like you're surviving for 14 days in an increasingly weird place. So they sent last year they sent a build. Well, first they went to try to get a wishlist page, and Steam was like, we need you to send us a full build of the game because we need to play it, look at it. And so they scrambled and they got a build together and they sent it to Steam, and Steam reviewed it, and then they came back and they said no. Just no. Entirely.
It's not furry bait, it's like bestiality bait a little bit.
There's a question that maybe like there was a scene where there's like a young kid riding one of these big naked horse people. And that like, but it seems like this happened before a bunch of the big credit card company crackdown stuff happened. So then they asked Steam if Steam would reconsider it, and Steam thought about it, got back to them, and just said no. What's interesting is that this potentially means that this small indie studio might go out of business, because Steam is the way that most people play PC games. It's going to be available when it launches on GOG, on itch.io, Humble Store, every basically PC gaming platform that is not Steam. But it's it just brings up something that we've talked about a lot in the past, which is that Steam has such a market share on the way that people buy PC games that as a gatekeeper, they can kind of
destroy a company based on right, but like you can't see it, but I'm making a very uncomfortable face.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because it's silent and in black and white. But
it's not that much better with sound, I'll be honest. But
it feels like I'm watching a snuff film a little bit, like just like the hint, you know, that like grimy feeling when you're casually watching snuff films.
Sure, Wednesday, right?
But you know, when you like watch something and you're like, "Ooh, I shouldn't be watching this." That kind of you get that little.
It's playing with like imagery that is affecting and disturbing.
Really specific usage. I mean, like the idea of these, like they're humans with horse like masks on or horse heads that are naked. They're showing them people riding them, sure, which is kind of funny. But then at the same time, there's also like the
dead ones.
The dead ones. They look like they might have been milking one or like for insemination kind of idea, and then flashing to actual footage of horses having sex.
Yep.
And then, you know, like there's just and then like weird close up of people's faces, which is just like too many of those images back to back imply really bad things to make me feel like I'm not mad that they said no.
Maybe, I don't know. The question is that I think that it comes down to something that we've been wrestling with for the last 10 years, which is does a platform as large as Steam let me throw one more wrinkle in here, because this is the place where I feel a little bit more strongly about it. Steam would not specifically tell them why no. And that to me is the biggest, like, is it one thing? Is it the whole thing? Is it like this scene? Is it that scene? Like, because some of these platforms are so important to being able to run an independent business that, you know, I know YouTube does this a lot, where they'll like content ID or they'll age restrict a video, and people are like, and I don't know what it is. It's a 2-hour video. And they don't tell you what. Is it 5 seconds that I could just clip out so that my whole monetization doesn't get fucked? Like, and they're like, well,
you'll never guess. We'll never know.
Like I've heard of people that re-edit YouTube videos and then upload them several times to try to figure out what it was specifically that was getting them busted.
Flagged. The algorithm just caught.
I think that if I had anything to say about it, it's that we have so many services now that are gatekeeping content that I do think you should have to tell people when their thing is rejected why. Like specifically why. Like not like, oh, it's rule number 4 of our guidelines, but like what specifically is it? Because I mean, as I understand, that's what they do with the ratings, right? With like film ratings, like the ratings board watches it and then they specify. Because, you know, when you have an R rating, it specifies like
but
what.
No, I mean, have you ever watched the film? This film is not yet rated.
No.
So where they talk about the rating system, and it's like, yes, but also no. It's very like for the violence. And then if you go, well, like specifically what violent scene, and they won't specify. But so like kind of yes, but also no, where you could re-edit the movie. And also because it's like the discretion of the people watching it. So like you could technically not edit it and resubmit it, tell them you edit it, and that time they go, oh yeah, I feel a lot better about it now. And it's like just the luck of the draw. So like, and then, you know, with this kind of thing, you end up with too much comparison. If they say it's the nudity, and then you go, but this game also has nudity, and it's like, right, but like your nudity is different than their nudity and stuff, and it's like, so yes, they can be told, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would make it an easier concept.
Absolutely. I think that,
like, I agree. Like, I think they should be told why, because otherwise it's just a broad no, doesn't make any sense. But I also think that doesn't necessarily mean that it would make it easier for them to change what they're doing. I
think about it in a way, in the larger story, or what the story of like the Comics Code Authority. And the reason why we have so many superheroes is because horror comics, romance comics, like these were found objectionable.
Yeah.
And so the only
Fucking prudes ruined everything, man.
And so the only way to make anything was to try to rein yourself in so you're never pushing the edges, because what if you push the edges and then it ends up destroying you because the nebulous force says
pre-code movies were amazing.
True. So yeah, I don't know. Like I do think that they should be told, at least in a more, maybe not frames or scenes or whatever, but more specificity than just like, this broke one of our rules. It's like, well, I'm making a fucking horror game, okay?
Yeah.
It could be any of these rules.
Well, and if they just went like nudity and they went, okay, and they put clothes on all of them, maybe watching it wouldn't feel that same way. Or do you know what I mean? Like it might actually be all the difference, but you know, it could also make it weirder or worse depending on what clothes they choose.
Yep. I don't know.
They're like, we put all the horse people in schoolgirl outfits. It's like, I don't want to play your game, man.
I've already played that game. It's called Uma Musume Pretty Derby. We played that game
all the way through.
So yeah, CD Projekt did come out and they said that they're going to put it on GOG. It's going to be available in some other places. And it's funny because I looked at this whole situation. It was like they have a page on their website about our thing was banned, and there's a bunch of news stories on a bunch of websites about this game was banned.
Are they going to fail, or are they just going to get a big uptick in press because of it?
It depends on whether like. It's hard to say, right? Like, is there enough press that people are like, oh, go fuck yourself, I'm going to go get it from a different storefront? Or, you know, is it that people are like, that's terrible, I'm going to go back to playing Arc Raiders now and whatever.
You know.
So,
yeah, that's fair.
But we'll see. Let's see, another CD Projekt Red news. It turns out we found out that Cyberpunk 2077 is currently the thing that is keeping them in business, or it is their biggest moneymaker. That as time has gone on, you know, they sold The Witcher 3 to everybody 3 times, right? Nobody's buying The Witcher 3 anymore. And that, you know, it's not like Gwent is paying the bills of the card game or whatever.
Yeah.
So, Cyberpunk 2077, as of now, is like a good financial success for them that is allowing them to do development on their next game, which is an interesting kind of capstone to something that was so poorly received at the beginning and took like 2 years to really get to where it is right now.
I mean, they put in the work to make it worth it, so you got to respect that.
It gives a lot more credence to the idea that management shoved it out before it was done, as opposed to the actual developers, that they were like, we don't care, put out whatever.
They'll buy it.
Yeah.
The name's on there.
Because they did go back, and I think they did a good job on that. So, 35 million sales.
Good job, buddy.
Or like at least hit that before The Witcher 3 did. Witcher 3, I think, has sold like 60 million units or something over its life. But, you know. Let's see.
Sure.
Speaking of Steam, we had an interesting, or actually, just speaking of storefronts, we had an interesting report from this newsletter. There's a lot more financial data that's available for Steam as opposed to consoles, because Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo don't like to just publish their statistics.
Cowards.
Whereas Steam is a very Wild West kind of company.
Yeah.
It seems to indicate that over the last few years, this is with data going all the way back to February of 2023, that the average price of high-selling games is dropping. That, like, as time has gone on, that you're seeing more people engaging with lower-priced games, and the median price of those games is actually down. Instead of $30, it's $20 type of thing. And mostly because there's a calculus there for indie games where people be more than willing to buy a $20 game just to give it a shot, you know, as opposed to $30, which there's like just a psychological difference between those two prices.
It's, absolutely. It's almost like the Twitch streamer, like, viral, I couldn't think of the word, the viral games are always these like cheap, we'll give it a shot, could be fun, and then they're like a blast.
Yep.
Even if for a little bit of time, so many people jump on and play for a long time, and a lot of these games are like multi-person, so then they all buy a copy, and then
Like
and
peak is $8.
Yeah.
Right. So you buy it for all your friends. That's like $30 for 4 people to play peak.
And then and then when you're done with that, there's the next game, and then you jump on that, and it's like,
yeah.
It's a little blast.
Which I think I don't know. I mostly put this in here because there is a narrative that keeps happening. We have another story about it that's just like, well, you got to make $70 video games, and like nobody wants to play single player video games. And it's like, I have been listening to that story for 25 years, and it's fucking not true. It's just not. Everybody's game of the year right now is like, is it going to be Silksong or is it going to be Expedition 33?
Yeah.
Nobody is like, is it going to be fucking Arc Raiders, right? Is it going to be Fortnite?
Shitting on Arc Raiders. The whole day is an anti-Arc Raiders podcast.
I don't have that. I don't have any real problem with Arc Raiders.
Besides what has already been discussed, you don't have any problem with Arc Raiders.
There was a whole thing last week about, there was one mad YouTuber that thought that Arc Raiders should be nominated for Game of the Year, and it wasn't. And they were like, "That's rigged! It's rigged!" And I'm like, oh, "Come on, man!"
My one opinion is the only one, and therefore, But
I don't know. Year after year after year, whether it's Baldur's Gate 3, Expedition 33, the Telltale Walking Dead games like Last of Us Part 2, Final Fantasy 7, like most of the biggest games of the year have been single player games. So the idea that it's like, it's gotta be an online multiplayer game with a big store full of costumes, and it's like, well, no, it just hasn't been borne out by the data. So but yeah, I'm just glad to see this, because I mean, on the other hand, Steam is so Wild West that you got the Naked Horse People game, but you've got Clover Pit, and you've got Speak, and you've got, you go to the front page of Steam every day, and it's just like, what is it today? What's the thing? Is it hentai games? Is it like some kind of new weird online shooter that I've never heard of?
And sometimes they're great.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
That's like the joy of it, is that you never know what you're going to get. And like beyond that, it could be a weird hentai game, but it could be the most fun weird hentai game you've ever fucking played.
Or it could be the somewhat saucy horse girl game that like everybody was into for 2 months this year. The phone game. You remember with the actual phone interface on the screen?
God.
It was so weird.
I hated it. And yet we couldn't look away. So weird.
So yeah. Let's see. Speaking of the Steam Deck or the Steam Machine, we got a little bit more. So there's been a little bit of weird traction. The big question on anybody's mind is, how much is this thing going to cost?
Give me the price, baby.
Yep. There was a story a couple weeks back where Linus Sebastian from Linus Tech Tips was at Valve, and he asked them whether they were going to, like, whether this was going to be in the console price range of like $500. And he said they didn't answer, but that the vibes got real weird. So I'm assuming no.
That's also that person's take on the vibes, and
True.
Can't trust everybody.
Last week, though, there was another thing where they talked about, it was from another YouTuber with the channel Skill Up, that was asked point blank if Steam would be doing what a lot of these companies do, which is using the profits that they make to lower the price, to subsidize the price of the box, because when you buy the Steam box, you're going to be buying a bunch of Steam stuff.
Yeah.
So getting you in the door is a good thing, right?
They said no.
And they said no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, and then there's also
I imagine that means that it's kind of expensive to make.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then there's the question comes of like, depending on what all is in it, there's been some YouTubers out there that have tried to put together PCs that are kind of the same thing, and people, I don't know, are saying that's probably going to be above $700, if not like $900.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, like, what's your? I know that you're interested in the machine, but like, what would your top price point be?
As a poor, I can't afford it.
Sure.
No matter what. I mean, if it was $500, I'd be like, out now. But as I imagine everyone would be. But I think I wouldn't be like be able to, not even like whether I want to or not, anything above 800.
Yeah.
That's like hard limit, saving money, really making a point, like there goes my Christmas bonus kind of thing.
Sure. Like you got to really want it, because you're going to be cashing it all in.
Yeah.
You're going to be getting everything in there.
Exactly. And I do I actively want I want something that will give me easy access to Steam because I don't have a gaming PC.
Yeah.
But like if I'm going to end up paying a lot of money, the Steam Deck might just end up being the smarter choice for me anyway.
I think the Steam Deck, the Black Friday sale on the Steam Deck where it's like $380 or something like that. I had it in here.
The low end one is relatively wildly affordable right now.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking about it. It would have to be the kind of thing where I'm making so much money that I can just buy whatever I want anyway. And then if I can, then maybe a PC would have made more sense at that point. Do you know what I mean?
It does seem a little weird to me though that they're not focusing more on that, because as I understand it, the first time they tried to do this several years back, they had Steam machines, their bad controller, all that stupid shit. I think the biggest impediment was that those were too expensive, is that they would let third parties make them, and they were all like $850 like 5-6 years ago. $850. So I think it might even be better if they were to just reduce the hardware and get a $500-$600 version.
Because it's access to Steam, like true access to Steam on a console, like really would make the difference, because I can get games like so much cheaper, and I can get and I already have a huge library from when I did used to game on a computer that is long since died. But like, what the fuck? Like,
well, and then you're the kind of games that you're interested in are not the tippy top.
So like
Clover Pit Peak, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so like, the conversation constantly when I bring up wanting it is like, but the performance, like, it's not going to look good, and it's like the games I like don't look good. That's fine. Like, I promise you. I also, a lot of times when you and I play games and you're like, God, it just looks awful, and I'm just like taking my glasses off, like, does it? Like, I can't tell. You have because this is your setup, so you see it all the time. You know the difference between good and bad. But like, I'm on a projector where one of the bulbs like kind of wonky and it's like a little dark, and it's, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference if it looks good or not.
Sure.
And again, like, the games I like aren't really the ones that are like, they have to be a peak performance and they gotta
no, absolutely.
So like, for me it makes sense, but only at a certain price point. Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna be blowing a fucking month and a half of rent to play on a Steam machine. Yeah. So like, you know,
I keep bringing that up, but it's just like, it's a good example.
Well,
of that sort of thing.
It is like, because it's competing with consoles, and most people already have the consoles they're going to play right now.
Right.
So if you're competing with that, you have to make it worth it for those people. If they're hardcore enough that they want to play stuff on Steam and they want to play PC, then they're probably already paying more money for a PC that can handle things better than what the Steam machine will. So like, you're trying to appeal to a more casual PC gamer, and that's a fine line of people. Yeah. So like, good luck. We'll see.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, at this point, I've kind of become a little jaded, because every time I'm like, well, it's too expensive now, and they're just like, sold out immediately. We can't even do the backlog of it. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, here's the $700 PS5 Pro, and everybody was like, that's not worth $700. It just looks a little bit better. It doesn't even have like another terabyte. Sold out immediately on backlog for 6 months, and once they came back in stock, sold out again. Like, you know, the switch to, it's too expensive the day it went on order, just gone. Like, so I have yet to see one where it's like, here's the $1,500 new VR headset. And it's like, well, that's too much. And then it goes on sale, and it's like,
everyone buys it.
Nobody bought it.
Yeah.
And like, you could get them now, and you could get them. You go to the store, they're all stacked up on the shelf, and everybody was just like, that's too much. I just haven't seen that in a long time.
And I'm just, to
the
me,
Wii U was the last time I saw that.
Meanwhile, John and I were like first in line, like, we're getting a Wii U.
I went to
Where's
midnight
the
lunch.
line? There's no one here.
I went to midnight lunch with our old boss, and I was like, there was like 2 other people
Yeah.
in the Walmart with us, and we were like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oops. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel like, where are you guys getting your money? Because I constantly, there's so many things on my expensive list.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't gotten a tattoo since January, guys.
gasp.
January.
It's almost December.
That's what I'm saying. Do you know how horrible it feels?
No.
I got one cool tattoo this year and then none tattoos ever since.
I don't know.
So sad.
Boy, okay. We're going to go back into the lightning round.
Oops.
Yep, that's all right. Okay, but shit. Okay.
Oops.
RAM prices are jumping up hugely, like incredibly big spikes, because data centers want the RAM chips to run AI. And so the
AI is ruining everything.
I know. So this is a problem because like the way that this is going up is like, it's a lot.
Yeah, somebody said that a RAM they were looking at for their personal PC was like $500 last week, and now it's $800 this week, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, that would ruin my whole day.
I was looking at this because I mean, this is DDR5 RAM, and it's $383 for 32 gigs, and I'm like, well, that's pounds. First off, like, I remember back when RAM used to be expensive, and like, this is what it was like. Like, you would hunt for a deal. Like, you would find a shady business in South Austin that had like a flyer that said $75 per 32 gigs or something, and go down there and be like,
yeah.
But again, yes, but the reason I put this on there is because everything is going to become more expensive. Steam Machine, PlayStations, Switches, Xboxes. If the RAM chips are more expensive, that just makes everything. Cars will become more expensive because they have to have the computer tech built into them. And all for the thing that you get fired to be replaced by.
All
it's
for something that they said is supposed to be conveniencing you.
Right. So the idea that it's like, oh, here's this thing that's going to fuck you, and what we'll have to pay for it is that everything else will be more expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just turn it off, please. Like, I want cheap RAM again.
Yeah.
Like, I had to replace the RAM in my computer like a month ago.
Yeah. Do you feel like you dodged a bullet?
Yes.
Do you feel like you Matrix leaned back while it whizzed over your head?
I'm like a generation back. So I'm using DDR4 instead of DDR5, I believe. But it was... let's see. I think it was around this same. Yeah. So October 24th. This is. Oh no. This is DDR. Yeah, DDR4, and this is $193 for 32 gigs, and I paid $158 in October. So that's not like
not as huge of a jump, but
it's 25%.
Yeah, it is.
Like basically around 25% in like less than a month.
So if it was something,
like it's not as dramatic as the 300 to 500,
so like newer ones, but
but still like, and
Yikes.
Unfortunately, we're also seeing there was an insider that was talking about how like Xbox doesn't have any plans for anything ever, and so they're just getting commercial parts, which means that the Xbox line of consoles could have their price raised for the third time.
Jesus Christ.
In like a year and a half if this RAM shortage
the
then
vibes
impacts
are
them.
Bad.
They're bad,
dude. It fucking sucks,
Yeah.
man. This is why John and I bought skateboards, because you know what doesn't go out of style? Like a piece of fucking wood and some wheels.
Wooden wheels.
Like, goddamn.
The Series X was $500 when it launched. Now it's $650.
That's crazy.
And it could go up even more depending on if the RAM, because we're not talking about like 5%. We're talking about like 25%.
Yeah.
And maybe more, which means that like your price increase, because it's not even done yet. Like, this is just the first we're shining a spotlight on it, but who knows how much it's going to be up, by the time the next generation of Xboxes get bought.
Yeah.
So
yeah, nuts.
Bad. Speaking of bad. Splash Damage, a company called Splash Damage that's made a few games over the years, is letting some people go. This is
to make way for their new AI initiative.
Amanda, I don't want to be Count Crapula over here, but like, I'm surprised this company fucking exists still.
Really?
Like, they have had. Okay.
Yeah.
They started off by making this Wolfenstein. It was called Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. Which was like a kind of a weird spin-off multiplayer game of Wolfenstein.
Gross.
They made a game called Brink that I remember very specifically.
I remember Brink. Yeah.
I did a review for at the loading bar, and I was like, it stinks.
Yeah.
So they made a game. They made Gears of War Tactics, which I really enjoyed. That was a game I really liked that they made. Then they were support studio for Halo and Gears of War at Microsoft, and then I think they did the Gears Tactics, and then they left. And then they were currently, earlier this year, working on an unannounced Transformers game that Hasbro canceled.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory was a niche online video game. Brink was not good. Like, I liked Gears Tactics, but I can't get anybody that I know to play it or even talk about it. It's like Pluribus. I'm like, fuck, I had such a good time with that game. And
how dare you?
I know.
How many times do I watch television shows and then I watched one for you?
I do appreciate
son of a
it.
Bitch.
I didn't say it in the first part. I appreciate it. But the idea that like this company is still there, it's like they're such a mercenary company. They've been really reliant on other people's IPs. The one time they tried to do their own thing, it was kind of a stinker.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying like, they deserved it, but also I'm not saying
deserved it.
I'm not saying that people I don't know a lot of people who are enthused about the games that I know this company made.
Yeah.
And that goes back like 15 years. So
yeah, that's what happens when you work at a dud factory.
Yeah. On the other hand, so Embracer Group is continuing to sell off their studios. They bought all these studios and then they're selling them all off because they suck.
They were like psych, and started selling them.
So they're letting go of Cryptic Studio that did that Star Trek Online game, and then a publisher called Art Games that did the publishing for Remnant 2, Torchlight, and another game. Some of these IPs are staying with that company, so they will be moved internally. And then the company that bought Arc, the Arc Games publisher, is a new conglomerate called Project Golden Arc, where it's like that company is buying up stuff for themselves. So this has happened a few times where Embracer bought a group. They didn't do anything because this whole saga was like a year long. They were looking to divest themselves of that group, and then that group went out and got enough angel investment to buy themselves out of it independently. It's happened a few times before. So also Embracer is being disconnected into like 4 different companies. Yeah. So
it just feels like a corporation dropship where they just you buy stuff to sell it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The weird thing about it was that it was just nothing good happened. Like,
but did anything happen? Or was it just purchasing and selling? Do you know what I mean?
There was a Deus Ex game that was supposed to be made that got destroyed. That they shut down Volition after that Saints Row game came out, even though they said they weren't going to, and they said they were satisfied with the sales of it. Like they've canceled like
there's a hole in my heart. The shape of Volition.
There's a half a dozen good games that probably never get to see the light of day. Yeah. That Gothic, I think was it Gothic 3 or it was a different type of game. The company was working on it and they like got so gutted they scaled back to just the husband and wife that made the company. Wow. And so they had to let everybody go, and they were like, we're going to fucking work on this. We're going to try, and if we can get money, we'll hire you guys all back. But it's like right now there's just nothing.
Yeah, there's no money.
So boo. Let's see. Paradox, the publisher of the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, that came out like mid-October, I think. Michael and I did a dojos for it. Are taking the hit on that game. They're a company where they made like City Skylines and like PAX 1880 or like a lot of like strategy upper tier, you're zoomed way out kind of stuff.
Okay.
They decided to take a chance on making the sequel to Vampire the Masquerade, which was a well-beloved classic. It was like 3 years worth of not being able to get anything done. They brought in the Chinese room. They finished this thing out. They made the What Remains of Edith Finch and it was the one about the oil derrick in Ireland, Into the Deep or whatever. And they came in and they finished it. It was released. Everybody kind of hated it because it wasn't the game they wanted.
Yeah.
Even though it was like made in a year, basically. And Paradox has come out to throw themselves in front of the bus and say, like, we asked them to do it. When they showed us what they did, we were like, that's good. You put it out. So, like, they're lowering their company valuation by $37 million to account for the lack of sales of that game. And are also going out and saying, like, no,
yeah,
this is us.
Yeah.
Like,
interesting.
They did what we said, and don't fucking at them.
Yeah.
So
don't get mad at them.
Yeah.
We said for sure.
Yep. I didn't think the game was so bad, but
probably gonna be one of those games in 5 years. People be like, this hidden gem nobody talks about.
Oh boy, we're just gonna have upper level stuff here. Let's see. There's a New York Times podcast where they talked with the CEO of Roblox about the child safety in Roblox, and he got flustered and fucked up because they were asking him about, like, hey, there's like a lot of pedophiles in your game that go after children. He's like, well, we would put in new stuff to fix it. And it's like, well, why did you only put new stuff in now? The game's been, this community has been there for 10 years. And he was like, well, we had robust things in place before. It's like, well, if you had robust things in place, then why do we keep getting these reports? And he was like, well, we're working very hard and we have a lot of users. And it's like, do you think you should have a lot of users if you have sex predators on your website?
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I can't listen to this because it's a paid podcast, but according to this transcript, at one point he did the thing where he's like, well, things are better now, right? And you're like, well, I mean, yeah. And he's like, okay, good. So you think the company is very good? And you're like, but what about? You're like, no, you said the company is very good. High five. And they're like, but what about? No. I just want to make sure because you said that our company was very good.
Yeah.
Like, and then at one point they managed to get him out of that by asking him if they would put prop betting in Roblox. And he was like, well, that's interesting. And they're like, well, you know that like, children can't gamble. And he's like, oh, maybe for like educational purposes. When I was young, we did a straw poll for who's going to be the president in high school. And one of the co-hosts was like, no, that's good. You can get children used to gambling when they're young so that later on they'll spend money.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's not what I said. And it was like,
yes,
it was,
yeah.
You got to know if you're going into one of these that like, you're going to get pressed.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get mad about
especially
it.
for Roblox. Like it's one thing if your game hasn't taken a lot of criticism for this sort of thing and they came out of nowhere, but this is like the known thing about Roblox.
Yep. Let's see. Dispatch, the company that made Dispatch, came out talking about this is I wish we had a little bit more time. They looked at all the metric data from the things that people did in the game. And
you guys are all playing it wrong.
And they came out they said they were disappointed that just about everybody played the game nicely, that very few people acted like a total douche.
We have empathy, and I don't care if it's a cartoon character or a broom, I'm not going to be mean to it.
So they just, I think that as a company you can see where they did a lot of work for different scenarios, and then you look at it and you're like, well, everybody's just fucking nice. Like, but I also think that there was a thing I was thinking about it and I was like, you set this in a modern cubicle workplace. Like, I might be a douchebag in Fallout 4, but like, this is like microwave fish in the break room, or like just go out to lunch today with your friends. And you're like, why won't you guys microwave fish in the break room? It's like, because I worked there and somebody did that and I hate them. Yeah. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. I don't want to be the asshole nobody wants to work with.
Right.
Well, like, are they not thinking about people replaying to... Because, like, as far as I know, most of my friends where there's games where it's like you have different options, the first playthrough is always the nice playthrough.
Yeah.
And then the second playthrough is I'm going to pick all the answers that I didn't pick before, or I'm going to be the bad guy now.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think that a lot of people, especially with a game like this, it's $30 and it was episodic, are replaying it. I think that they're just like playing it, done. Right?
Interesting. Yeah.
8 hours, 1 hour a week. Like, you're not investing yourself. You get to the end and you're not just like, all right, rewind and let's try this again. I mean, I think that people did the same thing with the old Telltale games. Like, they didn't go back in The Walking Dead and redo.
I don't know. I hated Telltale, so I tried. I was just like,
I get it. No, but like, here's a quote. Robert is a character. You roleplay as Robert. This is going to piss some people off, but this isn't about you. It's about you and Robert, about you roleplaying as this type of person. And I'm like,
yeah, but I can't.
I think that it takes a lot, especially in like, people are more willing to go. I'm more willing to go into Hitman and start shooting people in the church than I am to be a dick to somebody at my workplace, at my virtual workplace in a video game.
Yeah.
That is social pressure.
Yeah.
And it is a lot of times stronger than physical danger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Now I have to feel weird about you guys wanting me to be a bad guy.
Yes. Anyway, it's an interesting article on Polygon.
That is funny.
Also, there was a little bit of there's another interview with them where now that the thing is out and everybody's very happy with it, they're happy with it, the audience is happy with it, everybody's very happy with it.
We're all happy. We're all pretty happy.
That they were kind of asked about like what they would say to other creators, kind of like what their design philosophy was. Part of it was them talking about, because a lot of these people are actually ex-Telltale people. One of the things they said was the 8-week release schedule was very important, that it not be the Telltale month and a half.
Yeah.
It was like, it's going to be 2 months worth of like, and then you guys could talk about episode 4. You could talk about episode 5. You could talk about episode 6.
It works really well, especially if you want to get Let's Players to play, especially like if you are a
patreon.com/RageSelect. They also talked about how a lot of other games just don't feel like they have a complete story, or they're asking you to keep coming back over and over again for stuff that they, specifically the developers, were like, we like a story that has a beginning and an end and stuff happens in between. That,
they're definitely like storytellers.
Looking for this infinity bullshit, that it's actually way more satisfying when you have a narrative with a conclusion and not some open-ended nonsense. So anyway, there's some other interesting stuff in there. Okay, now we really must do quick.
Keep saying that.
I know. They're making a Far Cry TV show. Rob Mack from It's Always Sunny and Noah Hawley from Fargo and Alien Earth are teaming up to make a Far Cry show. Noah Hawley, who did Fargo, was really interesting. Had a really interesting quote where he was like, in Fargo, in every season it was a new story, and in Far Cry there's like a new story in every game. And so like, that could be very good.
That make me more interested, is to think of it as like a, I guess, season-long anthology series. I haven't seen any of Rob, whatever last name is, just lost it.
He's now Mac. They changed it to just Mac. It was McElhaney before, but I think he got tired of people
like not being able. Well, I've besides It's Always Sunny, I've never watched any of his other TV shows, so I don't know how his shows are.
I watched a little bit of Mythic Quest and I thought it was okay, but I didn't love it, so I didn't keep watching it. And I've never watched the Wrexham thing he does with Ryan Reynolds soccer thing. So, let's see. The main developer for the Persona series is teasing that we're getting ready to go into JRPG 3.0. He was giving a local talk.
What does that even mean?
He says that JRPG 1.0 was basically the start of kind of your Dragon Quest all the way up to was like the PS2 era. NES through at least PS2, and then the JRPG 2.0 that was kind of like late era PS2 RPGs all the way up to kind of the Clair Obscur. That was kind of where we put the end point, where basically talking about how like in the second generation game, the RPG started to become much more reactive to player input. In the first one, it was like you're kind of just on a track,
Yeah.
and you're going, and then in the second phase, we started branching into like your choices mean something. You have a choice between X and Y. You're able to role play more than you were previously.
Yeah.
And that he's getting ready to bust out there with the brand new thing, JRPG 3.0.
Are you excited for said thing?
I like this company, so I mean, I'm going to play whatever they make regardless. I'm interested to see what the fuck that means because he did not elaborate any further.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Also, is that like a universal thought of like JRPG 1, like him
not
numbering
that I
it?
know of.
Okay.
I've never heard it
Because,
before.
like ska has third wave ska and everyone agrees upon what that means.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So he just made up his own timeline and we're all just going to go with it now.
Absolutely.
Sick.
And then you know what? I think we'll take a break after this. I got a couple more quick things, but there was an interesting story. Speaking of RPGs, with Demon School, the kind of Persona-esque throwback game that I've been like really into over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Talking about how they do their end credits. In a kind of an interesting way.
Do they do their end credits?
I didn't know this because I haven't beaten the game, so I looked at a screenshot. So what they do is they have the name of the person and then their title and then a description of what actually that is.
That's very cool.
So like in the screenshot, it's like Brent
do you
Porter.
think they forced those people to write their own description of what they do?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it says like Brent Porter, 3D art lead, did most of the 3D modeling and rigging as well as creating most backgrounds, also developed the lighting scheme and the visual style used in tiling and texture work, created a number of the 2D battle and NPC sprites and visual effects, as well as pre-production concept art, including determining the final proportions of the battle characters. So it's like, I think that's good. I mean, I think that if you had like one of these EA 40 minutes of like credits, you couldn't really do that. But if you're an indie game, I like that. I like to know what the people actually did.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yep.
Because you know, it reminds me of like special features and DVDs and stuff. Like if you're interested in making movies and just having those little extra details, to be something that you can like. Oh, so an art lead does stuff like this, and you have specifics to look at.
Yeah,
I think is really cool.
Me too. With that, we're going to take a break. We come back. We got trailers. Stick around.
Yeah. Yep.
And it is time for trailers. But before we get to that, I have one story, and I just kind of want to get your hot take.
Okay.
Hot take.
Fresh hot takes, baby.
So Metroid Prime 4 is coming out. And the antagonist in Metroid Prime 4 is this guy called Silux, something like that.
Sure.
He was in one of the Metroids that basically nobody played. It was like the 3DS online multiplayer one.
Okay, yeah.
So when you play the game, you see little like flashes of his past.
Okay.
And
don't just say flashes and then I was like junk. Like what am I seeing?
And apparently when you line them all up, it kind of gives you more insight into the backstory of his character.
Sure.
So if you're just playing the game and you play the game and you beat the game and then you're kind of able to go back, you have to get 100% scan completion in the world. So it's like you have to scan every fucking thing in the entire world in order to finally be able to put this together.
Story together, yeah.
But recently, last week, they announced that if you buy his amiibo, as soon as you beat the game, you can see that without having to do the gather fetch quest. $30 amiibo, which is
$30
different than I don't think we've seen like I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about that. It feels like a very original thing of like it's not asking you to pay $10 to skip the end game, right? It's not DLC or a pass or anything like that. Because you do get something that is not just...
Yeah, you got a physical thingamahoosit.
Yeah. Of course, it is also probably the least desirable amiibo because there's a Samus amiibo, Samus on a motorcycle amiibo, and then the bad guy amiibo. So, like, it's probably the one that's furthest down on the list.
Yeah.
So... I don't know. Like it's like, you can play it. And I've said this before, like if you're enjoying playing that game, then I don't know, get out a spreadsheet, open IGN and go scan everything. Like,
I Yeah, I mean, as long as it's available to you already, like you don't have to pay for it. Then I'm kind of not against, like, we just made it an easier access thing.
Yeah.
Also, and like, not to be like, whatever, but like, you could just go on like YouTube and just like type in the boobity boo, and then you don't got to buy nothing either, or scan anything. You know what I mean? So like, if it was like the only way you're gonna know anything about this character is if you buy the amiibo,
sure,
that's different.
Yeah,
but like, this is available to you if you care enough. The scanning might just be more motivation for you to do that.
Sure. And it's not like, I mean, Nintendo does.
So my hot take is relatively lukewarm.
And it's also like Nintendo also lets you use amiibos in other games. So having just a loose amiibo will usually get you something in most games that have amiibo support.
And if you like the game, then you have a little statue of a little guy from the game you like, you know? So like,
I'm a little mixed. But
like, I don't love it, but you got to make the amiibos do something.
I don't love it either, but I try to say to myself, like, if I didn't know what I like, I could have just not known this, and I would have had no opinion one way or the other. Like, you get to the end of the game, in order to see the true ending, you got to go do a chore. Oh no, I've never seen that in a video game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, speaking of movies, this is such a weird thing. So, okay. The Bride is in Fortnite. The Bride from Kill Bill is in Fortnite. Apparently Kill Bill is coming back in this edit that is like both movies put together.
Yeah. I swear to God, I have like Mandela effect, and I hate that term, but like,
I thought already happened?
I thought he already did the big cut. I swear to God, I was like,
sure you're not thinking Grindhouse when it was Death Proof? And
it probably is where I'm pulling that memory from. But I swear, I like fully remember Kill Bill be like, "You go see it in theaters. It's like 4.5 hours long or something."
You know what? I can definitely.
It was like double featured, and you know what I mean.
Or the Draft House put on a like, we're gonna do it ourselves type of thing.
Yeah. So I don't know, but like in my head, it was already happened, and then people are talking about it. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Well, part of this, though, is the scene that they cut from the movie where Lucy Liu's character, Gogo Yubari, had a little sister who catches back up with the bride later and tries to kill her, and there's like another fight.
Oh.
And apparently they've decided to make this fight as a short that is like Fortnite connected.
Sure.
So this is like a little 40-second thing that just shows that it doesn't look like Fortnite, though. It kind of looks like claymation.
Yeah, I was gonna say the movement's a little weird.
It's like they used slightly different Fortnite textures and then did some of that drop frame stuff like from Spider-Verse to make it look a little bit more like it's claymation. But apparently this is like a teaser for this short, and it shows a bunch of action. But then there's actual Fortnite characters in here. like Peely
the goddamn banana
is in here, and apparently that's like in the actual thing. Like, this isn't the promo. It's in the actual thing as like a reference to the fact that Fortnite, I think, probably footed the bill for a lot of this to make it happen, because nobody else was going to give Quentin Tarantino $2 million to make a claymation short.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Don't ask me about Quentin Tarantino projects.
Well, okay, let's just go upper level. Did you like the Kill Bill movies?
Okay.
Yeah,
I did. Very rare. Thoroughly enjoyed this a Quentin Tarantino movie, because there's not many that I like.
I'm starting to get a little pissy about like, must we go back and add something new?
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to re-explore what I thought was a perfectly fine story.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason this subplot was cut.
Yeah.
Because it was like the least interesting, or, it may be a good fight, but it wasn't, or it may have been plotted as a good fight, but then it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
I do, but see, I'm torn a little bit, because I actually really like how this looks. Like, I think it's got a really interesting and unique look where it's almost claymation, but not.
Yeah.
It's kind of Fortnite, but not.
I would be interested in watching a movie, an action movie, a horror movie, anything kind of movie with.
That was this
style. I just don't feel like I need to, one, re-explore Kill Bill, and
Right.
two, Fortnite it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I don't feel like I need the banana.
Yeah.
Maybe I do need the banana. I don't know.
It's very weird. I'm starting to get tired of shoving everything in everything.
Yeah.
Everything is a turducken now, and I'm like, fucking cut it out.
It's my everything turducken.
Right.
Heaven forbid multiverse be the thing you use.
Yeah.
Turducken is what we went with.
I'm tired of talking about the multiverse. I'm like Bruce Willis and Looper. I don't want to talk about the multiverse. So we're going to talk about Gogo Yubari and Kill Bill, and we're going to be here all afternoon.
Damn it.
Anyway, it's kind of interesting, and this is like a teaser for that short. I think that they're going to put the short online, so you can probably just watch it all on its own. I do, though. I was unclear when I read the story about whether this was like, we're going to show this short before the movie, or whether you're going to be watching the movie and halfway through it's going to
turn
to
into
a Fortnite
they're
short.
Just Wayne and Garth come out and doodle-doo, and then you go into a fantasy sequence.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Here's one that I don't like categorically. You remember how I told you that Assassin's Creed wasn't going to be putting anything else in?
Yeah, they lied.
Well,
You lied. That was not that long ago.
There's not a full expansion, but they are having this limited time event crossover with Attack on fucking Titan.
Are we still talking about that show? Is that still a thing?
So
I'm not an anime girl, so
no. Well, actually, I don't know. I knew that there was going to be like a recut of the final season into a movie that came into theaters at some point. But what I actually think is happening is that Attack on Titan is a crossover slut. Like there was a crossover with Call of Duty that made no sense, right? I think they were in Fortnite at one point. I think it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where whoever owns the rights.
But I'm okay with that because I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We'll just let them put all this stuff in here.
It's different when it's something I like, Jeff.
I mean, the weird thing is that when you watch this trailer, it's like it's actually in the universe of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Where they're like, the ninjas have captured this one guy and they're going to try to make him into this mythic beast that we've heard of called a Titan. And I'm like, gross. Fuck you. Ew. Nasty.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. I hate that. Like, I don't know.
This is bad and you should feel bad.
I don't know. What's next? Is it the Tom Cruise crossover from The Last Samurai?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Like, it thematically doesn't fit. I thought this was supposed to be a grounded samurai tale.
Weird.
And then they keep throwing shit in it, and it's like, bleh, boo. Boo.
Gross, guys.
Boo, I say. Let's see. How about something cool?
Okay. I guess.
We got the full opening animation to next week's Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Oh, nice.
And it's really cool. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
And it's kind of going through all of the different characters. It's like a minute and a half long, and it goes through.
Oh, it's like the sick animation of the opening of the cartoon, and then the cartoon doesn't have as good of an animation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It looks like I don't know if I think it looks more like because the way the shadows and everything are, it kind of makes me think of like early 80s, but then part of it makes me think of like the X-Men intro, the kind of 90s.
It's somewhere between like a G.I. Joe with a
Fuck. Sorry. Sorry. Keep talking.
It's kind of a mix of like a G.I. Joe intro, but by way of the X-Men 97 kind of thing.
And I kind of like, too, that the way that they've got the really...
If that makes sense.
Lots of big, dark shadows is very kind of Kirby-esque. Like, kind of has...
Oh, yeah. I mean, when they're in the cosmic, there's Kirby crackle all over the place.
Yeah. But no, it looks great. I'm glad to see... For some reason, I don't know. I keep waiting for the bubble to burst and for them to stop making these kind of cool, weird beat 'em up games.
Yeah.
They had like this one and the Ninja Turtles ones,
fun.
And the last Streets of Rage, and they've got that new Scott Pilgrim one coming out. And it's like, why are there so many really good beat 'em ups? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I'm just
we're feeling violent.
What happened?
We just want to beat 'em up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who are you going to play in the Marvel Cosmic?
She-Hulk, man.
She-Hulk?
She's my girl.
Yeah.
She's my favorite Marvel character.
I wasn't sure whether you were maybe like a cosmic
I
want
to be a beefy fucking woman smashing the shit out of stuff. I am a Beta Ray Bill fan too.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's duos.
Yeah.
Like everyone, you pick like a main and then a team, basically. So
yeah. She-Hulk and some loser. I don't care.
I like the fact that in this little villain franchise, or the little villain montage, that Sauron, one of the weirdest X-Men villains of all time, he's just like he's a sentient pterodactyl that wants to turn other people into pterodactyls. He has one
of the absolute best lines in Spider-Man and the X-Men, where Spider-Man's like, all this, the genetic stuff you're working on, you could cure cancer.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn everyone into dinosaurs. It's like, all right, well, the man has a goal. What are you going to do?
What? I'm not stupid. I already thought of that.
He's like, I could, but I don't want to.
Yeah. Let's see. We also got the launch trailer for Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive. So this is a weird, based on an anime that I really like.
Yeah, John watches this one. I've seen a little bit of it.
It seemed interesting. I didn't expect, from all the trailers I saw, I thought it was a different thing, and it starts at the very beginning of the show.
Okay.
Which is weird.
What did you think it was going to be some in-between
So
thing?
as I understood it, there's a part of the manga where the main character leaves and then he comes back, and there's it was like he was in a time dimension for 3 years fighting this war, and that it's not explained in the comics, but that the game was going to be that. It was going to be that part.
Are we certain that this isn't giving you the intro, so if you haven't watched, you can get a taste of what's going on?
Absolutely not. The beginning of it seems like it takes place in that time period, so it would totally make sense if they're setting you up so that you end up going there. It's just that when we were playing it, it was being real fucking lackadaisical about moving forward. It was doing every single plot point from the beginning. There's a part where the first time that the character realizes if he doesn't do the daily quest, he gets sent to a punishment dimension. It's a desert full of centipede monsters that he has to run away from for 10 minutes and not die.
Yeah.
And that is in the game. You do that in the game.
That's
and it's
kind of funny.
Okay, I guess we're doing all of this. So, but yeah, I'm just interested because it seems like it seems like a pretty decent third-person action game.
It looks nice, actually.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the style from the show. And the show's a big power fantasy, and so are video games. So I also like the fact that they ask you to choose a class in the game, and the class that is directly like the character's powers in the anime is the very hard class. So it's the hardest one to play, where you'll die the most often.
Yeah.
So if you want to be that edgelord, you got to work.
That's kind of amazing.
So, yep.
You got to want it.
It's also, I thought this was going to be like a phone game, but then I looked at it and it was it costs $40. It's on the PC.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't look like a phone game to me.
I think it's because it was made by this company called Netmarble.
Is it because I don't play phone games and I don't know what they look like anymore?
I don't know.
Back in my day, phone games were little candies and snakes that went around in circles.
Dude, they put the last Resident Evil Village on phones.
That's fucking weird, dude. Can you imagine getting jump scared by a phone call?
Let's see. We also got we got a little video of the new character for Night Rain. They're doing an expansion on December 4th. This is called The Scholar.
Have you played a lot of Night Rain?
Nope.
Yeah.
Played it for the dojo, tried it a couple more times, never was able to win, and went, nope,
yeah.
I got other things to do. Go back to what we were talking about with a beginning and a middle and an end, and not just an endless thing. So I enjoy the combat of a Souls game in order to figure out what happens in the story.
What about a Souls game crossed with Attack on Titan?
Shut up. Shut up.
It's the last time I'm going to be on the podcast.
No.
No, you're going to be on the podcast more now.
I don't want anything. Yeah, I'm going to punish you by having you here every week. No, so yeah, I don't know. This looks kind of interesting, but it does look like just a little bit more Night Rain.
Yeah.
I think that when I watched this, I realized that I think that FromSoft has an A trailer team and then a B trailer team.
Is this B trailer?
And that the main stuff when this game was getting ready to release was the A trailer team
absolutely.
with all the big cinematic stuff, and that this is a little bit more just look, it's a guy.
Yeah,
it's a guy.
A lot of dude and gameplay of dude.
You already know it's a guy.
It's that one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's a guy.
Okay, here's a weird one. Destiny 2 is putting out this new thing called Renegades. Okay, so they had a launch trailer for this, and I don't think we have time to completely let you come to this on your own.
Okay.
But it Star Wars, but it's the Destiny 2 version of Star Wars. So it starts off with like this giant ship blowing up a city like it's a Death Star. There's this guy that looks like a Sith
Tatooine.
Lord.
No, a Sith Lord.
There's like a guy that kind of looks like, but it's not like the stuff from Fortnite. It's not like they're shoving Star Wars in. It's just like this is their Star Wars. So it's like the bad guys from Destiny 2, but they kind of look like
clones,
stormtroopers. And there's like a new like blaster weapon type, and there's like a take on a lightsaber.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely a lightsaber just now.
And so I think this is interesting. I think this is the first time I've been like, so you guys had the ability to do Star Wars, but you're like, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna make our own Star Wars that makes more sense. Like these enemies,
those are AT-ATs.
ATSTs.
ATSTs.
So it's weird though, right? Because it's like it runs like Rebel Moon or something.
Yeah.
Like, where you're like, it's kind of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But like
the LaCroix of Star Wars.
Yeah, but like no other Star Wars I've ever seen, where you're just getting the vibes, but not the. They're not like, look, it's Han Solo. It's Han Solo. You like Han Solo. So I actually kind of.
Yeah, you could if you like. Fuzzy your vision a little bit, you can be like, this is something happening outside of the cinematic universe, but is within the Star Wars universe kind of vibes.
Yeah, so
because like the tech looks the same, like everything looks like it's from the same world. It's just like, yeah, it's almost like they got permission to rip off Star Wars. Yeah.
And then they just like they officially licensed rip off. They officially licensed like grocery store Spider-Man action figure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Where like even their
the poster is exactly Star Wars. Wow.
With the guy holding the lightsaber up and the way they've got the big characters in the back.
That's
like
fucking nutty.
So that's so weird, right? I've just never seen that before.
I mean, I'm intrigued. If the gameplay is good, it's like it's fine, but like it's still kind of weird.
It's gonna be Destiny 2. It's gonna be. So I'm like,
I don't play Destiny, so
yeah.
No skin off my back.
Very strange. I recommend everybody go watch it because it's hard to convey. Because I got it. Like I opened up a lot of stuff and I was watching it today to see whether it was a good trailer to talk about.
That's
I was like,
Star Wars.
And it was when I got to the ATST looking dudes, because I thought that the lightsaber. I know that they've had just like we put stuff from Star Wars in Destiny 2, but then I kept watching it. I was like, but it's like it's not. It's like
Well,
spin.
I think had you not told me, I would have gotten there around not the Sith looking guy, but all of the enemies that straight up look like stormtroopers. Because like my first
with the white
thought,
armor,
it was just like these just look like beefy stormtroopers.
Yeah,
they look like Warhammer stormtroopers.
So, I don't know. Really weird. Kind of makes me interested, but then I'm like, I don't know, man. I put my hand on that stove a lot of times.
I was going to say, is that not like manipulative as fuck that the only reason you're interested is because they ripped off of Star Wars? Like, hey, I know this one.
Actually, it's not the only reason I'm interested. I'm interested because they finished their dumb story. They had their dumb multi-year story, and they finally finished it, and then they've been floundering, and this is like charting off in a new direction, so that you don't have to tie it into the fucking Traveler and the smokehead guy and all that bullshit. Like, so
I don't know. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
it's the first time I've ever felt that way about a Destiny game. So
true. Speaking of stuff that is like other stuff, Helldivers 2 has the Python Commandos war bond.
Sure,
bunch of jungle theme stuff, and it's funny because I'm getting two vibes off of this. One is Predator and the other one is Rambo.
Yeah.
The guy's got a big chain gun and his mask kind of looks a little bit like a Predator mask.
Yeah.
The other guy literally has a red headband around his helmet.
I can see the little bandana thing around his head.
And a big chainsaw sword that is somewhat reminiscent of the big knife that the Rambo. So
that's so funny.
And I'm like, you guys are great. That is amazing.
Yeah, but that fits. That makes sense.
Yep.
That's the vibe. You weirdos. God, I love you.
Yeah. There's also, I didn't look into it, but I saw a headline where they're like teasing a fourth faction, a fourth enemy faction. I'm like, there were only 3 in the original, so. Let's see. There's a big update for Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Woo! Called the Reclamation Update. I was really interested in this. It's like some new maps, new weapons, new armor. I'm amazed that these have all been free updates. They just keep adding in new like weapons and new armor sets. No, it's not all free. Some of it is free. This stuff is all an update, but there is like a battle pass that you can buy that has like some of the cosmetics, some of the specific cosmetics on it. So
cosmetics, schmosmetics.
Yeah. So, but it looks good.
Sometimes I have played Warhammer games with you for some, and sometimes I'm like, do I want to get into Warhammer?
No.
I
forbid it.
I love the idea of it, but I think it's a little too much for little old me.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's space consuming. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
Like, the question is, do you want to paint Warhammer models, or do you want to actually play this game where you've got to go into somebody's garage that has all the terrain laid out and stuff?
I want to read the books.
You can read the books without doing any of that stuff.
Yeah, no, but that all of it would be involved. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like we play the game, and I'm like, do I want to play the game? Do I just want to know the lore?
Yep.
Do I want to? Because as a creative hobby collector, painting little dudes.
Yeah.
Little dudes.
You get to paint them dudes.
You gotta play the dudes. They're all tiny, little guys.
You paint all the dudes, and then you go play a game where you make your dudes fight the other dudes.
I 100% don't have to do that other part. I don't know anybody that does that. Well, actually, I know.
You know one person. You do know one person.
Is it Cargill?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know him well enough to get invited to whatever the fuck.
Listen, Amanda, from what I know about hobbies as niche as this, I'm pretty sure that you could be like, hey, Robert, I'm getting into Warhammer. Can you help me? And you'd be like, come to my house. Come to my house. Play a match right now. Like, this is one of those things where it's like Pluribus. I want somebody to play Warhammer with, goddamn it.
Jesus. That's how I make all my friends. I just get into the dumbest hobbies.
The one thing that all of us need somebody to be into because we can't talk to anybody about it. I've been trying to get every single one of you into Souls games for the last 10 years.
It's not going to happen, man.
Nobody's going to do it.
You don't want me into Souls games. You think you do.
Maybe Bloodborne.
All right, I'll do it.
I'm skipping this one.
Yeah, skip it. Fuck it. Yep. I didn't see what it was, so it's fine with me.
We got this video. It's called the official Preludes Founder Showcase for Soulframe. This is the game.
Is this the Soul game you want me to get into?
No. I don't want you to go anywhere near this game. This is the medieval fantasy game from the people who made Warframe. And they're showing kind of like these 3 archetype characters. I really like the art style in this. They've got kind of like a melee.
I like the character design.
Yep.
I don't like the bunch of animals next to that. This person has Bambi.
Yeah.
What's up with Bambi?
I don't know. They all seem to be...
And bunnies? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. They're all like very connected to the nature. One's like a spell casting kind of staff person, and one's like an archer, and one's a big axe dude or lady. I don't know. That armor definitely has boobs on it. I'm not trying to judge. It looks good though. I mean, like, Warframe is a fun game to play. It's just that I came into it so late that I was like, well, I'm not going to try to catch up.
Yeah. One of those, like, it's already well into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're kind of in early alpha right now. But
this looks cool.
It also, this trailer is interesting because we're not listening to it, but there's like a person doing like saying a poem, and it's a good poem. I think it's this person. It's like a kid with like a crab on their head, and they hold this bird, and then they fucking crush
it.
the bird.
Holy shit!
Everything. Whoever's running the art department over it, this place is fucking number one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really good. So,
but like the animal thing's tripping me the fuck out. It's like weirdly out of place for me.
I don't know what it is. I think that part of the game is that you have that like that area that where you see off into the distance. It's just like cloudy with the ground.
Yeah.
In the game, I believe you rescue people and take them there and build like a soul city inside of this astral space that you go back to after the end of stuff. So maybe you're trying to get the animals to bring into your soul area. I don't know. I don't know.
No one's allowed near my soul area.
Speaking of weird games, we got the launch trailer for Ayla.
Sure.
Which is a game I've been kind of looking at. I'm kind of mad that it's not as good as maybe. And I got like medium scores, but I haven't played it yet. And it's like a game where you're like a play tester for a video game in VR, and there's like an AI malevolent horror woman in there that then like is following you back out of like the haunted VR headset into your world. And so some of the stuff that you're seeing is like you playing a game,
and then some of it is like exiting that,
right,
and being in the real world, quote unquote.
So like there's a point in this trailer where they like pull the headset off, and then it's like
I kind of wish that was a reveal in game.
Yeah.
And that you like are playing and then you pop the headset off.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know if anybody would play this game unless you told them, unless you at least gestured in the direction of like, oh, but there's something even more creepy going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yep.
Still.
Well, did you want to play that game where it was like a Resident Evil game and then you were playing the game and then you would stop playing the game and there'd be like knocks at the door and then you go back and it was like you're playing
we played several games that do that.
Yeah, it wasn't Stories Untold, but it was like, I don't know if it was with you or with Tessa that I played it, where it was like you're playing like it was like there was a virtual internet where they were talking about this kind of PSX style survival horror game that then started bleeding out into the world.
I remember playing a game where we had it was kind of pixely more than anything, but we're kids sitting in a room and we have to find a key and we'd have to like run around, find a key and go to open another door to get to a different part of the map. But then you could pull out of playing the game.
Right.
And you were in the bedroom and like there was
I remember that.
Do you remember the Skinamarink phone and shit like that? There's plenty of games that do that.
Let's see. We got an
absolute fuck, Jeff.
We got an official gameplay trailer for Shark Dentist, which is interesting because I've been looking at like basically cinematic trailers over and over for this.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like, okay, so it looks like it's basically kind of a point and click with some minor. You got to pick up a thing. You got to put the thing in the deal.
Yeah. This seems like that. You know the like board game that kids have where the alligator and you push down the teeth and then you push the wrong tooth and then it snaps down on you? That's just what it seems like it is. Mixed with like Mortuary Assistant.
Yeah, the main thing is that I've never seen a video where they successfully managed to complete the dentistry. Every video
I don't think you're supposed to
end with them getting chomped by the giant shark. Well, if it's always a lose condition, then what am I even doing here? Like
jump scaring onto a Twitch stream?
I guess.
I really think it's a reactionary. We're trying to force a viral moment thing.
Yeah, but if there's no way for you to ever win, then like I don't know.
I don't think they're thinking in those terms.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
No, I
could be wrong, but I just mean like it doesn't. This looks like a game you would play. Like we would play.
Yeah.
A dojo.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it.
Not a full sequential. Well, it's also a roguelike.
Yeah. I mean like not even a second dojo.
Yeah.
Like it just looks like it's a real one and done kind of game to me.
Yeah. I get that.
Could be fun. An asylum, a one and done asylum. You know?
Oh man, I closed the wrong one.
Oh no.
So I hadn't heard of this before, but we got a trailer for a game called The Ninth Charnel.
Charnel?
Charnel?
What the fuck is a charnel?
Like a charnel house?
That didn't. You just said the word again and added house. What is
do you not know what
charnel?
That means?
Yeah.
It's like a morgue, like a kind of an old timey morgue, like a place full of bodies. Charnel house.
Okay.
I think that's generally referred to when you're talking about a place full of like dead bodies and body parts and stuff. So
good to know.
This one though is interesting. It's got some interesting iconography in it, like this weird demon looking dude. I like the big eyeball. Put a big eyeball and stuff. It's obviously.
I fucking hate hide behinds, man. I hate when they're like, "Oops."
Obviously, though, it's an action game. You've got like a bunch of guns and stuff
shooting up,
and there's like a bunch of monsters coming after you. So
interesting.
I never heard of it before. I kind of try to keep an eye out because some of them, like this, look a little bit sharper, a little bit better art style.
Yeah.
There's like more mechanics than just get chased by a thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, something a little more interesting, like a little more meat to chew.
I'm curious though.
I'm also curious.
Let's just look up that word. I don't want people to be like,
I don't want to be embarrassed myself in front of
associated with death, charnel.
Me too.
So I gagged on the charnel stench of the pile. Okay.
Pile of what?
Death.
Death.
Let's see. I'm going to skip a few things here.
Yes.
We got the official demo for Grime 2.
Ooh.
The first Grime was very well received. It was a very kind of surreal thing where you played as this character in this world full of kind of strange creatures, and you were absorbing them and taking their powers, and it had some pretty it had some interesting like Souls mechanics to it, which is one of the first games I think was out there. Very well regarded, but very strange, as you can see the kind of iconography.
Yeah, I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. This one has a lot more color. The last one was a little bit more like black or grayscale more than anything else. This one has a lot more shocks of color. And I think this was announced a little while back, but it looks interesting. There's a demo out for it now, though. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm into the look of it.
A lot of like
There's like hands. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of hands floating around. Getting real grabby over here.
Apparently, it's got a good story too, but I didn't really play enough to get to that story, and I never went back and like looked at it. So, but yeah.
That last shot was beautiful. Like a hand face.
Speaking of ghosts, we got the demo launch trailer for There Are No Ghosts at the Grand.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of us, myself included, have been like, what the fuck is There Are No Ghosts at the Grand?
Yeah.
It's like a British ska house flipper, but then also there's like action and like
spooky ghosts
and stuff.
Yeah. Everything I love. This game was accidentally made for me.
And like a cute cat with a little skull face.
Yeah, I love cats with skull faces. That's based on an actual picture of a cat, except it didn't have a skull face. It put his head in flour.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But I know the reference. I fully know the reference looking at that cat.
Yeah. By the time y'all see this, we're probably going to have a video for that up. I want to take a look. I want to see what's going on.
We're going to check a look.
Even the trailer here had like a nice ska soundtrack to it.
Yeah, of course it did.
Yep.
The first trailer, that teaser was all ska.
Yep. Let's see. We got an update for Davy X Jones. This is a game that I've been really interested in. I think Michael and I mostly talked about it, where it's like an outer space pirate game.
Yeah.
And Davy is this headless horseman body, and then Jones is the skull with like tentacles coming out of it that is like his gun / rotates around. But they're two different characters.
Are you on a whale carcass ship?
Yes. It's like half whale, half
this is
clipper
like,
ship.
Oh man, this is really cool. It's like almost like space nightmare.
Yeah. And then like you see the big kraken in the back that you're fighting, and there's like
very nice look to this
crews full of crazy. There's a little bird with the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And then apparently they go into it because this is the first time I've seen this. It's in early access, but I'm waiting for it to be done. They're adding this in where you do these space battles, which I had no idea was a thing. It's like a 3-dimensional pirate ship battle in space versus giant space Cthulhus.
Yeah.
And then how well you do in these gives you bonuses for the main meat of the game, which is a first-person shooter where you play as Davy X Jones. And so the two are connected, and I love the way that the shooter looks, too.
Yeah.
It looks real frenetic.
I love when multiple game types are put together and they make sense together.
Yeah.
Like it just, sometimes it's like, I don't know, card game or something. And it's like, what? No.
Where you see something really cool and then and you're like, oh, and then it turns to a card game. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Where this looks like it's like all of it.
Yeah. I'm glad, though, that I'm waiting, because one of the things they talked about here is like, now your weapons need to be reloaded, which apparently they didn't early on. I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait for you guys to be done, because I love everything I'm seeing about this, and I want to play it when it's done.
Yeah.
Not half done. But
yeah, it looks really good.
I'm really interested in this. I'm a big booster for Davy X Jones. Also, they've got the snarky talking skull captain.
Yeah. Are you saying the headless guy that doesn't have a mouth isn't snarky?
No.
He just
Yes.
thumbs up.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't actually know.
Kraken Hunt.
Kraken Hunt. So yeah, it's a big update that happened with that.
Hell yeah.
We got a Mexican Ninja is getting, it's also an early access, getting the official Way of the Donkey update. It's like a very bizarre side scroller where you're playing a mishmash of Mexico and Japan. It's called
Nuevo Tokyo.
Yep.
Yeah. So funny. I'm in. I have to support my people.
They had some interesting bosses in this trailer. I don't remember all of them, but they were very not that guy.
Not that. Don't.
There's this like lady, Shika Mala. It's kind of a giant wrestling ninja lady.
Yeah.
The Tech Bros, which is like looks like the Co-Host 3000 with a sombrero on.
Oh, it really does. That's funny.
Crack Panda.
Oh boy.
I don't know. The whole thing looks absolutely
like
ridiculous.
Cocaine Bear, and they were like, "Well, what about Crack Panda?"
What about Crack Panda? Yeah.
There's a donkey in all of us.
There's a donkey in all of us. So looks interesting. Also,
Set it free.
oh no, it's not out. It's not early access. It's coming next year, but they updated the demo to add some of the new stuff they added.
Oh.
Which is a weird thing I've seen happen recently.
Yeah.
From time to time. Let's see. And then from there, let's wrap up. Well, we've got two more. Game called My Wife Threw Out My Card Collection, parentheses, so I bought a dump to find them all.
That is an anime title name.
Yep. Where you basically, I thought this was going to be made by the people that made the digging a hole in your backyard game.
It kind of has that look.
Yeah, but you just like...
It looks to me like not people, but the... that drug dealer one that you played.
Oh, yeah. Schedule 1.
Schedule 1. Yeah, it's got that vibe too.
Yeah, it's like you have just giant piles of trash that you are sorting through to... Oh, that was like AI to me, but... giant piles of trash that you're sorting through to try to find your old collection of cards.
Of definitely not Pokemon cards.
Yeah. I saw some reviews that said that like it starts out pretty decently, but as time goes on, it just gets... tedious and monotonous, but I don't know. I appreciate.
Some people like those kinds of games though, where like everyone thought that Power Wash Simulator was going to be tedious, and then they.
Last night after I ate my fill-in Thanksgiving dinner, I came home and I bought a 6-pack on my way home, and then I was so tired I played Power Wash Simulator instead of drinking, and then I played Power Wash Simulator until like 3:30 in the morning, and I was like, well.
I should have just drank. I would have been to bed earlier.
So
that's funny.
Oh no, so short on time. All right. Wild Blue Skies got a re-reveal trailer. This is the game that is basically just Star Fox.
Yay.
They were just like, fuck you guys. If you're not going to make Star Fox, we're just going to make Star Fox. There's a bunch of animal people flying spaceships around.
Can you do a barrel roll?
I believe you can.
Yeah, then that's all I need.
The main character is like a German Shepherd guy.
Yeah, not a Star Fox.
Yep. He's a land dog. And there's like little lizard guys, and I think I think the deer is the Falco, is the snippy one that doesn't like anything. But yeah, I mean, like this is just exactly Star Fox.
I'm fine with that. They ain't making a new one. You just make your own.
Yeah. So yeah, a little 5-minute gameplay trailer showing off a like boss fight and everything.
Well, it looks fine to me.
Yep, it's good. And yeah, it's no official release date, but we've been seeing this a little bit. I think it was called Wild Blue before, and they changed the name. Okay, lightning round. PlayStation Plus is getting games for everyone next month. Instead of tiering it out, they're giving everyone the free games that come out.
Oh, Christmas miracle?
Yeah, sort of. Lego Horizon Adventures was good. Killing Floor 3, Outlast Trials, Synduality, Echo of Ada, which I fucking hated, and Neon White, which was really good. It was an interesting game where you played as like an assassin in heaven trying to kill angels.
Oh.
And you got cards, and then the cards would become weapons that you could shoot. And the whole game is about speed running every level.
Oh.
And they're very short. You just play them over and over and over again to try to like get them.
One of those like super. I'm trying to think of like that one going up the elevator and killing everything on the floor game.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know
roll
what you're
better,
talking
but
about,
like
I can't
that
remember.
kind of like go, kill,
Yep.
kill kind of deal.
Yep. Yep. Those are all coming early December.
Sick.
Skate Season 2 is also coming in December. With some
How
new...
is there a season 2 when it's still in early access?
That's not stopped anyone before. They had a kind of an interesting little, I don't know, little throwback snarky trailer.
Yeah.
The big thing in this one is it's got a bunch of co-op activities.
Yeah, I know. John's not particularly happy about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last season was like 90s themed, and this season is 80s theme. And if they do not do a 70s and a 60s theme at some point, I'm
Yeah.
going to be
Real
upset.
mad.
But I don't play the game, so what are they don't answer to me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Team Cherry has said that they're working on DLC for Hollow Knight Silksong. This should not be a surprise to anybody. The original Hollow Knight had like 5 DLCs.
Yeah.
So.
And we just got Silksong, so, you know.
Yep. They're working on it, but they did specifically say that they're looking to make it happen. Like, they're not. It's not going to be a super long. It's going to be like it for the next 6 months or so.
Nice.
So, yep. Remedy has trademarked Control: Resonant, and the Game Awards are this month. So,
Yeah.
and considering that Jeff Keighley or that Sam Lake, they did the whole fucking dance number at the last Game Awards before I'd even seen it. The game had just come out. We didn't get that far yet.
I know.
I don't know this. I don't think this is a multiplayer spinoff because that became Firebreak.
Yeah.
So is this Control 2? Or is this like a Control side story? Interesting question.
Now's the time to find out.
Control is my favorite one, so I've been very excited.
They're all my favorite one.
Yeah. Death Stranding 2, speaking of part 2s, got an ESRB rating for PC, which means that it's probably going to be coming out pretty soon in a PC release, which would make one of the fastest turnarounds of a PlayStation game to PC version that we've seen yet.
Yeah, what is that? How many months?
July. It's July to, depending on when it comes. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Like if it's early.
So it could
January,
be like 6 to 8
6,
months
7,
each.
6 to 8. Yeah. Where before I think like a year was the shortest.
Yeah.
But also there's been a little bit of the sales for the PC re-releases have been a little cooler. Every successive one makes it less of a big event, so they don't get as much of a bump.
Yeah.
So, but with a Hideo Kojima game, who knows?
Yeah.
Ubisoft has a bunch of LinkedIn stuff where they're staffing up for Beyond Good and Evil 2. Who knows whether that's a thing or not, but
feels like a myth to me.
yeah, signs of life at least. And then let's wrap up with a few fun things. Did you see these? These are Xbox branded Crocs.
Okay.
So they're Crocs that have like a bunch of the Xbox controller buttons and
As like giblets?
on the front, just like welded to the front of the shoe. They don't actually move and the buttons don't press or anything.
Well, why would you want to press the buttons on your foot?
I don't know. Why would you want buttons on your feet? Like,
yeah, I am upset.
Yep.
Also, because it's facing you.
Yep.
But it should be. That's like having a shirt logo upside down, so that when you look down at it, you can see it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like it should be facing out. It would make more sense facing out.
The most disgusting thing I haven't even said yet, which is that they're not called X Crocs, and they really should be.
Yeah. Everything about this is upsetting.
Yep. I agree.
How dare you?
Now, you know what?
Microsoft, that was your third strike.
If it was a dumb thing where they actually made them functional controllers, I would have a little bit more empathy. I don't think I would buy one.
Yeah.
But at least that's gimmicky enough, because who the fuck wants to buy a pair of Crocs in any branding? Take my favorite thing and put it on a Croc, and I don't want it.
I don't know.
That's trash.
They
from
have
10 years ago.
They have a Ghostbusters Crocs. They did a Croc collab with Ghostbusters, and I keep harassing John about it because he loves Ghostbusters. And I'm like, so you want them? Do you want them? And he's like, no. So mad about it. I'm like, guess what Santa's gonna get you for Christmas? And he's like, better fucking not.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if you've seen this, but
don't know either.
Kirby Air Riders came out. You and I played it.
Yeah.
You know how you can make your own custom thing in Kirby Air Riders?
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I think I saw it.
People were making the chef. So the first one that came up was this. And they took the star and they put Chef Kawasaki's face on it and they put a string bikini around it.
Yeah.
This is a reference to a meme about this character in Japan.
Yeah.
Because he's only wearing an apron and they're like, oh, it's like a naked apron. And so it's like when he takes off the apron, what is he wearing? And they put the tiniest string bikini on him. So somebody put this up on the Kirby Air Riders store.
Yeah.
And Nintendo took it down.
Yeah, they said, you guys are perverts. Stop it.
And then somebody else immediately made a different version where he's got like succubus wings and not as much of a thong and put it directly back up on the store again. And I think that like Nintendo, listen,
you can't fight this one. They're just going to get worse.
You're not going to be the one to tell the internet to stop being weird and horny about a thing. I hate to tell you, but you made a thing in a game where people can make their own thing.
Yeah.
And
not just make it and share it.
Yep. You're going to have to live with it. You're going to have to live with it,
They're going to do worse things if you don't let them have this. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
They get weird.
We're just going to draw hardcore pornography directly on the board.
Yeah, somebody's going to could be fucking the Rembrandt of using these fucking paints.
You saw what they used to do in that Wii U, like in the thing at the beginning. They had all those pictures that came up, and they were incredibly detailed.
Yeah.
That's the thing as a touchpad. You can use a stylus on it. Like, don't tempt them, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do not.
And last but not least, as we go over this incredibly packed podcast, I really need to learn how to do this better.
Yeah. Not me. This is your fault.
Was the weirdest thing I've seen all week, Amanda. World of Tanks had this thing called Holiday Ops 2026.
Sure.
And it is a 6-minute short film starring Benedict Cumberbatch. And it's called The Therapist. He is a therapist. He is talking with a guy who wants to ask out a woman at his job, but he's too afraid to.
What does this have to do with World of Tanks?
I'll get there and you will say what? A bunch of people come into the... it's all played as like he's kind of insulting. He's kind of cheeky.
Yeah. And
then like people start showing up to his therapist office and he like lets them come in. And there's like a lot of them, and they start with just like one other guy. He's talking about him, and then this guy with like anger management issues comes in, and then it's like another guy comes in, and there's like at one point a Santa comes down the chimney
and lights
is on fire, and he looks at everybody, and he realizes he's on fire, and he just jumps out the window on the other side of the office.
Yeah.
Then more people come in. Some of them look like criminals and like murderers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like a lady and she comes in and the receptionist is like, you have to move your tank. And that's the first time we've heard anything about World of Tanks.
Yeah.
And then he like dances, Benedict Cumberbatch dances with the guy and he's like doing a bunch of weird stuff. And then eventually that lady crashes her tank into the side of the therapist's office. And she comes out and she says, I moved it. And then he's like, just goes back to the storyline. The guy gets mad and he decides he's going to ask out the lady, and so he's on an elevator and all the people from the therapist's office are behind him, and then she gets in the he got her as a secret Santa, and that's the crux of this. And then he finally gets the nerve to talk to her, and he gives her the secret Santa gift, and when she opens it up, it's a tank. It's like a little toy tank from like World of Tanks, and he's like, it's and then she's like, oh, it's like an A-37 like Mark II.
Yeah.
And then they like smile at each other, and then all the people in the elevator are like, where's Benedict Cumberbatch? And then as with the beginning, they go back to him and he's hovering in the air like Doctor Strange, meditating. And World of Tanks. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, what?
And it was actually very entertaining to watch because Benedict Cumberbatch just kind of got to be an asshole for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And I kind of enjoyed that. But I still don't know what that has to do with World of Tanks.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't know if I want to know anymore. So
yeah, I can't imagine there actually being an explanation.
Yep. It's very zany.
I miss Matt Pat. He would tell me what to think about this.
Have a 45-minute video about Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. And that's our show.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
Sure.
There's only...
we ended as we started, with confusion.
3 more this year.
Oh.
Because it's first week of December, second week of December, third week of December. And then we're off until January.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yep. And one of those is going to be Game Awards. Like, one of those is just the full-on Game Awards show.
I'm not in that one.
Maybe. Anyway, patreon.com/RageSelect. Rico, if you want to help us out, kick us some bucks, get some bonus videos in return that nobody else can see is how we fund the website. So if you want more podcasts, then kick us a few bucks.
Yeah, get us through 2026,
That's
baby.
Right. I mean, at this rate, it's going to be 2027 by the end of the year. So, I mean, and then I'll be dead, and then it won't matter. So,
God willing, and I don't have to do any more podcasts.
Help my last days be my best days by donating to patreon.com/RageSelect. Speaking of best days, we'll wrap this up. I'm going to go eat turkey dinner a second time because I always have to. Bye, everybody.